In this lonely ass world, it's getting colder. I'm not going nowhere if I cannot take my boat there. My mind was bred a little different, yeah, from my own past. If I see heat, why the fuck would I wanna go there? Mama, I make you smile. Mama, your little nigga came from wildin'. Mama, always got in trouble, I was shouted. Mama, now I'm staring at shit. Mama, I'm the pilot. Mama, if I want something, I'ma go get it. Mama, swim with the sharks, piranhas, and fishes. Mama, it's so hard down here, God is my witness. Mama, I know where I'm going. Mama, I'm a fan. It's hard not knowing who is really gonna be there for me. I wish you could be here to see me the day I start touring. Shit be on my mind every second when I'm not recording. I'm waking up conversating with the Lord every morning. I mistakenly took the wrong path, I had to rewind. I fumbled trying to move too fast, I had to keep trying. Growing up I got in trouble, told myself to keep lying. So much stress be building up, swear I be needing me time.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Woo, woo, people, wake up. It's Tall Tale Thursday. Man, have I got a tale for you. Woo. Excuse me. Nose running because the rain. Man, they said we ain't going to see no sunshine until sometime next week. Are y'all ready for that? I'm ready for sunshine now. So I'm going to be the sunshine for y'all. See how I'm glowing? See how I'm glowing? Yes. You see how I'm glowing? Before I gave DJ Slicky Woo Boo, my brother in the house. My brother is in the house with me. Bam. Shades of blue. Bam. Molly Moss Sea Moss. Y'all see this? Boop, boop, boop. Together. I keep forgetting what side the camera's on. Camera's right there. Hey, okay, I see you. Molly Moss Sea Moss. Shades of Blue by AM Morning. Two great products. And this is not a tall tale. This is the truth. Nothing but the pure, unadulterated truth that everybody needs some sea moss in their life to help boost their immune system. And I keep telling y'all, it's that time of year. Everybody is talking about, you see them or whispering, COVID shots, get the shots, the booster, flu shot and the booster, flu shot and the booster. So everybody's getting all those flu shots and boosters, but nobody is boosting their immune system naturally from within. And that's what sea moss help does. It's a natural thing. It's the algae that grows in the water, in the sea. And they get it, boil it down, cook it, clean it, process it, make sure they get all the sands and little animals and bugs out the sea moss, and they process it and cook it down, clean it, dry it, and it's like a couple of day thing. Because I see Molly do it. Part of it is processed, and he makes sure his stuff is clean and cooked down twice. That's why I said I believe in this product. I haven't tried anyone else's sea moss, honestly, because I trust Molly Moss sea moss. You know, and you got to be careful with a lot of fake stuff, out of date stuff, whatever. That's not too fresh. You know, look, I know this product. I tried this product. I trusted this product, and I know that the product worked because it worked for me. And I'm a person that's very, very hyperallergenic. I'm allergic to everything. Everything seems like in the free world. And when I was taking the sea moss, it did give me energy. It made me feel less hungry because I'm a constant snacker, but I felt full and I stayed full longer. And everybody know the wintertime is where we pack on that extra 20 pounds. And I ain't trying to get no bigger than what I am. So with that being said, I'm going to cuddle up with my book, Shades of Blue, right along while I'm drinking my hot tea or hot coffee with the sea moss. Beautiful. All right, let's get into it. Good morning, Damien Seaman, not Seamoss. I keep calling him Damien Seamoss.
No, it's so funny. I got a couple people that they watched the last show because I shared it, And they're like, oh my God, she's right, man. It should be sea moss because that's what it looks like when you're fucking naked. Looks like sea moss.
Ew. The guy see you naked?
No, no, no. That's off limits. My wife said, no, I can't show people that ridiculousness. Ridiculousness.
Oh wow. That Connie knows what's up.
Yeah, that's why she's sleeping.
Oh, you showed her the ridiculousness.
No, what I did is I gave her a bunch of these Kush drops.
Kush drops?
Yeah,
Not
yeah, it's like
drops, but Kush drops.
it's 1,000 milligrams a bag. And if you have problems sleeping, I give her 12 hours.
Is that like
Just swallow it all.
melatonin?
No, it's not melatonin. It's weed, THC.
Oh, I thought THC. Oh wow.
Yeah, well, there's two different kinds. There's sativa, which is kind of like an uppity high. And I'm
Right.
a avid pot smoker, so anyone asks me to put that shit down, they can go fuck themselves. It cured my cancer. And then there's
Did it-
indica, and then indica is like, it's called Indicouch because it's like a real
in the couch.
yeah, Indicouch. Indica, you are just chill, and you can put a movie in, and you'll be asleep. The TV will still be on in like 2 days.
Wow. Well, I messed
So,
around and
so
took,
basically, in a very nice way, I roofied my wife.
is that legal?
Yeah, it's
Can you
100% legal. Yeah.
to roofie your own wife?
No, she takes it voluntarily. And by the way, because she's taking these, she doesn't take any of those other medications for her anxiety or for sleep or anything like that. She takes these.
Oh wow. I gotta talk to Molly Mall because he can make all that kind of stuff as well. They have a shop. He'll tell you about
I make
stuff.
fudge. I make some damn good fudge, and I use this.
To make fudge. Wow.
Yeah, it's Purple Kush, 100% legal in Missouri.
Wow. So you got an industry going. No wonder you would never be broke, my man. You was a hustler.
The reason why I was excited about being on Tall Tale Thursday was so that I could tell you guys some of my story, not only
Yes, you
about
can.
Comedy for the Cure, but let's see, it was 19 years ago, and I still have cancer, but my oncologist calls it stagnated cell growth, which means it's very slow. I'm still going to die of cancer, but they said I was going to be dead in 6 months, 18 years ago.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Hospice. Like, my fucking wife had to plan my fucking funeral. And my stepbrother, Chris, I can't make this shit up. He, even though he's my stepbrother, we're the same age. And my dad and my stepmom, Ellie, they got together after my biological mom and dad split. And that was in Colorado. And where was I going with that?
Your brother Chris.
Yes, that's where I was going. Thank you, Althea. All right, so my brother Chris, at the time when I got my diagnosis, and at the time, Florida is zero tolerance. You could have a seed in the stem in your ashtray, and you're going to go to jail. Period.
In Florida. Look, so
Yeah,
it's
it
legal
happened.
in Missouri, but it's not legal in
It
Florida.
happened to me picking up my kids from the YMCA daycare. It happened to me. I got cuffed up coming out of a YMCA daycare because I had a seed and a stem in my ashtray and a little roach about that big. Went to jail. Anyway, that's not the point. My stepbrother Chris, even though we're not biologically related, oh my God, we look like twins. You couldn't tell us apart from each other from the time we first met. And so he said, well, send me your file. So I had my doctor send it to an address in Littleton, Colorado. And so my stepbrother, Chris, he put his name on my file and went, because that was at the time, there was only one state with medical marijuana, and that was Colorado.
Wow.
So my stepbrother, Chris, took the file to a doctor. Doctor looked it over, and this is at a dispensary, and says, well, here, what do you want? I mean, yes, you're absolutely qualified. So he packs up like a fucking half pound of the best fucking dank ass kush, fudge, powders, shit like this, gummies. And my wife Jennifer at the time, my second wife, it came in the mail, FedEx, and I opened it up, and she's like, "What the fuck?" I said, "Chris sent it to me." And immediately, and by the way, this is when I was in hospice. This was probably 2 months into my hospice. So my prescription for hospice, which means you're going to die, was 6 months. That's the best chance they gave me. So I ate that shit. I smoked the shit out of that shit. And my brother Chris kept sending it to me. And I got my appetite back. My T cells, instead of dropping, went up. And I went from 165 pounds to 185 pounds when they said I was going to die in 6 months. So on the 6th month of that prescription, I told everyone in my house in Naples, Florida, to get the fuck out of my house. And I haven't looked back since. And because God, and it is divine intervention, because God had everyone telling me that I was going to die in 6 months, and I almost bought into it. I almost believed it, because I did look like Tom Hanks at the end of Philadelphia.
Wow.
All right, well, guess what? Yeah, guess what? Today, Comedy for the Cure, we've helped out more families, and there's 3 things that piss me off. If the government, the insurance company, or an employer does not pay bills, you have a sick child or a sick partner, me and 1,500 fucking comedians, we will come running.
I'm glad to know that.
And make it rain like a fucking strip club. Leave no doubt.
I'm glad to know that. So if I know a comedian or I get sick down myself, I know. Call Dickie Head Ass. Who? Call Damian Seaman. Call Damian. Tell him what's going on. Send him my medical records.
Well, and the segue to that was, you know, how much I appreciate you and Brenda and your platform and the whole crew that I'm just blessed to be a part of. I know that what you have is something that I look for from time to time. And I'm one of those guys that'll have like a metal detector on the beach looking for some fucking old man's Rolex because he died and shit. Right. I'm just saying I do crazy shit like that. But you guys are a diamond in the rough.
Thank you, Damian. It's our pleasure. I'm the one that's blessed to know such great men like you and my boy Beast here, because you are definitely, you guys definitely makes it worthwhile for me. You guys are some sweethearts. So I found some diamonds in the rough. I'm still looking for diamonds. I'm still collecting it. And you and my man Rodney Glover, aka Beast. Shout out to Dad's Mentality.
Wait a minute. Remember, Althea, my wife says I'm allowed to cheat.
Rodney ain't gonna let you. I can't do that. They ain't gonna let me do that. Not you a married man.
Wait a minute. What? No, you said you got a new boo, that Asian boy.
Oh yeah, yeah, Lawrence.
Lamont the Asian. You couldn't even put that together.
Well, I got cheeky eyes, just like I'm Asiatic. Good morning, Rodney.
Good morning. I'm cheering for Lamont. I hope he comes through, man. You know?
Yeah.
Hope he comes through.
He's in San Antonio, Texas.
We get him a flight. You know what I'm saying?
And what about the Sikh from Canada? What about the Sikh from Canada?
No. Let me see. I couldn't see him good, but
you can't see nobody good.
Wait, well, I saw Lamont. Harmeet, yeah, Harmeet.
Yeah,
sound like his name is saying Harmeet.
You cannot deny that you did not, flirting with Lamont, that he was like grinning like a schoolboy and he got moist.
Did he? I couldn't see that. And
I could see it on the look on his face. I could see it on the look on his face. He was like blushing and shit like a schoolgirl.
Look, I know Tommy got mad because he was like, the Morning Mac show, get in there and squeeze everybody out. So they squeezed me out, Beast. It was a fun game, but they squeezed me out. I was like, well, okay. Now I know who I'm playing with.
Yeah, I heard you bullying Phil yesterday, man.
No, I didn't
Bullying
bully
him since he
Phil.
came on the show, talking about don't be doing that to me, don't be doing. Yeah, I heard you.
No, I did not bully Phil. See, did you go back and see the episode? You'll see what he did and what was said. That I wasn't bullying nobody. I was standing my ground.
Sounded like a bully to me.
That's
Yeah,
because
it
you
did
gotta go
sound
back
like a
and watch
bully to
the
me
show.
too. No,
You
you
gotta
were a
go back
bully.
and watch the show, and then you'll
Hey,
see.
hey, sometimes you have to accept it. Okay, you were a bully. If two people say you're a bully, yeah, you're a bully. If one person says it, you might be speculating.
Being a bully and being intimidating are two different things.
No, they're pretty much the same.
No, are they? No.
Pretty much the
As a
same.
bully, I wasn't trying to snatch nobody lunch money or nothing. I was standing up for mine. They stole my points, Rodney. They was trying to steal my points. And at the end of the game, you know what they said?
They were
That they
playing the
was trying to
game.
steal my points. No, it was like, oh,
Yeah, because you're killing them. You can't have everything. You gotta share. See, that's what a bully does. You bullying the points. You ain't letting nobody get no points. You like, as long as I'm in here, all these points mine. This my bike, Debo. That's what you saying. These my points.
So now I know how to play it.
It almost sounds like hoarding.
Yeah.
Trying to hoard your points.
So it's like I'm not gonna play the game the same way then. I'm not gonna play the game.
You gotta change it up. You gotta change it up. You gotta figure out another way to bully. They didn't expose the way you've been doing it.
No, I've been going straight up. You know, I play the game. I'm technical. I'm straight. So I got to start going in the back door. Whoa. I got to start doing some sneaky stuff. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, you got to do the takeover on Strickland.
No, well, look, Beast, we can't do the Tall Tale Thursday. Beast, no. If Beast was there and they did the takeover and got it wrong, they would get booed in the ass. Yeah, they would get gone.
Mm-hmm.
But they was playing the game differently. They was playing the takeover and you still in the game. They did it the opposite way. They was like, oh, you can get the wrong answer, wrong takeover. So they wasn't playing the game, and it was the questions was. I'm like, well, if that's how they want to play. That's how they want to play. You do the takeover.
Okay, now here, can I give you because it is Tall Tale Thursday.
Yes.
Can I give you? It's another true story, but most people would never believe it. You ready?
Okay.
And this is my wife, Connie. Okay, we're down in Daytona, Florida. We've been going to that bike rally for the past 4 years straight.
Oh, you in the bike club at Daytona? Do you have the rally like in March?
We go to.
My brother is a biker. My brother goes to Daytona, Florida every year.
I can tell you that my work schedule rotates around all of the bike rallies from Thunder in the Valley in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, to Daytona, to Atlantic City. How many bike rallies have we gone to, Connie? Lots, right. Anyway.
Wow.
So there was a woman that came up because I got my Fuck Cancer shirts and I got my veteran shirts. And me and Connie got 2 tents over by the porta potties because that's where I want it, because everyone's got to come by there. I ain't got to compete.
You put a tent by the porta potty.
No, 2 of them. And yeah, when they come out, I'm talking to every motherfucker. So anyway, so this woman comes up and she goes, I run a battered woman shelter. And, I can see you're doing a lot of fundraising. Can you do something? And I did it like overnight. I called my printer. I said, this is what I want you to do. And it was a very beautiful shirt. It says, everything has beauty on top, on the rocker. And on the bottom, it says, no one can see it. And in the middle of it was 2 koi fish, like a Pisces sign. And in the middle of the fish, it had just a ribbon that said, stop child abuse. All right. So she was so excited. So I have them shipped right there to the bike rally. And he knocked that out pretty quick because I only had to order as much as she wanted. And so she comes showing up at our tour bus, and because Connie called her, and I just come back from the beer garden, right? No shit. I just come back from the beer garden. I was inside taking a piss in my tour bus. She shows up. Connie's showing her the shirt, and I come out. And I said, "Oh, you got to check this out. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. 3 huge bruises across my chest." And she goes, "What the hell happened? Are you okay?" I said, "No, I was supposed to come home for supper at 9 o'clock. It's a bike rally, and I didn't get home till like 2 in the morning. So when I opened up the door, she hit me 3 times with a hammer. She goes, "Oh, I can't. You know what? I don't think I can even accept these shirts now." I said, "No, you're going to accept them, and I'm going to tell you why. My wife loves me. She did not use the claw end. She was not trying to kill me. She was trying to get my fucking attention. Am I wrong, Connie?" Yeah, she was trying to get my attention.
Hey, Dickie.
We got Funny Man David Green in, and we got Lee, Rough Wall Stepdaddy for president in the house. So we got a full panel. Molly, let's start to key up the videos.
Hey, Reese.
Yeah, baby.
Before you do that, tell Dickie he needs to give Freddy Krueger back his shirt.
No, I've had this since I've worn this, and I was actually Freddy Krueger. How did you know that?
Oh my gosh!
No, I swear, you know what? That is creepy as hell because this is the sweater, and I know how to make makeup where you use Elmer's glue and tissue paper, where it looks like I'm a zombie or the back of my head's blown out. I mean, I know how to. My daughter taught me this shit, but yes, that is so creepy. I got fucking chicken skin right now because you said that I look like Freddy. Give Freddy Krueger his shirt back. I was Freddy Krueger in this show. Oh man, what are you, fucking psychic, bro?
No.
Beast, what do you got to say about that, Beast?
No, looks like the Freddy Krueger sweater. It's good.
Everybody, you guys are making me hungry. What are you eating? I smell bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. Am I saying? What is it? Wait a minute. Y'all cutting up. Y'all sounding like a robot. No, it sounded like Molly. You hear that? Say something now.
Check 1, check 2.
Okay, got you.
I'm here.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Okay. Funny Man.
Yeah.
I hear you loud and clear. Crystal, did anybody else hear Beast when he was talking sounded distorted?
Yeah,
I heard it.
Yeah.
Am I good now?
You good now. Now what you eating?
Well, said you was right. Bacon, egg, and cheese, 100%.
Oh man, see, I must be really hungry. I must,
Yeah, that's great. Mike, huh?
Oh, there it is again.
I think you got your face close to the mic, or probably touching it.
No, I don't. I ain't got shit. All right, hold on. I'm gonna leave.
Sound like one of them World War II movies or something like that, or something.
Does that make me a greedy little fat girl because I could like smell the bacon, egg, and cheese through the screen?
Yeah, that was crazy.
No, it's just
now y'all gotta help me harness the power for the Mega Millions, so we all can be. So Dave, you could quit my job because I've always said this. When I hit it big, the people that's in my circle is the people in my circle. No new friends.
Shit,
no new friends.
You got a posse. Right.
A lot of people, yeah, and and I ride with you and I bang with you. If I bang with you, I bang with you. Molly, you've been my brother, A1 day one. Since I met Lee, if you're in my circle, you're in my circle, and I ride with you. I'm not going to forget about you, leave you behind, or none of that. You are you're somewhere. If you're rising in your own star, every one of us, we have our own star. But I'm just so glad that you guys are a diamond in my shine, me rising, just like I want to be a diamond in your shine. You guys rise.
Miss Althea, you got to take it on another click real quick.
On another click? Did you say click?
I said click is because
I thought he said
the only reason why we're here together collectively is because we love you. Now I love you guys. I gotta pee.
Go pee. This is a true story. The very first time that I met Rodney Beast, him and Vicky, a beautiful couple, I was sitting. It was last September, and we was in the she shed getting rained out on the storm. Lee was there. And we were sitting there laughing and cracking up. There was a comedy show going on, but we had our own little conversation to the side. And then I said, well, wait till I go up. And then I went up there, my thing. And then they was like, where the titty juice? Where the titty juice? And I had my book in my hand. And he said, I'll buy the book if I could buy a shot of that titty juice.
Yep.
And he said, well, for me and Vic, he said, you got to take a shot with me. That's how much 1800 was in there. It was, and it was real liquor in there, right?
Uh-huh.
This is the hottest juice I ever had.
Yeah, it was a little warm.
Hot. It was hot. But he said that they got him and his wife toasty, nice and toasty.
Yep.
And then when Vicky started reading the book, she was reading to him. She was like, "Baby, look at this, read this." And they laughed and they the stories, and they was like, "Wow." And I was like, "Yeah." And I just was telling stuff that it's a fictional book, but it's based on a lot of true stuff. So you tell stuff that you see in life, and you put it in a way where everybody can relate, or try to have everybody to relate. So, in one part of the book, it may sound like you or somebody you know, or it may sound like something that you know about, or don't even believe about. Like, wow, did that happen? And that's the whole thing that I'm going with. And I have the second book, and I'm trying to get released. So that's where I am now. I'm
not trying to get released. It will get released.
It will be released. It will be released. It will be released. And that second book.
Just make sure this time you release it directly to audio book too, because I don't want to be. I'm gonna buy the book, but you want me to read it fast. It's got to be audio.
I want everybody to listen, because the second book is worse than the first book. You're gonna be like, what?
Yeah, well, just make sure it goes directly to audio book when it gets released too. When the book gets released, I need the audio book to be released too, because I'm dyslexic. It took me forever to read that book. Not that I couldn't. I did enjoy it, but you dyslexic. You almost got to read it twice when you're reading it.
And when you
make
hear
sure
the
you
story,
didn't mess it up.
It's different when you hear the story, because when I'm quiet and I'm listening, I'm like, damn. I said that because, like you, Rodney, I can't read it. That's why you didn't hear my voice reading it, because there was no way to make it big enough where I could read it and read it correctly at the time. And that's when my publisher read it for me. So, but she did a great job. I was sitting there listening to her. I feel like crying because it was a long process. This is when I was at the studio. Well, this is the Tall Tale Thursday. Let me tell you how the book came about. I was on my sick bed. It was 2017. The book was written in 2017. Finished in 2019, but wasn't able to get published to 2022. Now, I was in a rehabilitation place. I was in there for 2 months because I had Mercer, and you have to be quarantined from everybody. And I was like, something keeps trying to take me out of this world, right? And I was like, I can't do this, I can't do that. I was feeling sorry for myself, right? And I'm sharing this with you guys. I was contemplating suicide because I felt less worth. I felt like I can't work no more. I can't do my business. I can't even see right. It's like everything was being taken from me. I felt like Job at the time. I lost my business. I lost, it was just trickling down. And I was like, I have nothing left to give, right? That's why I was feeling bad, because I felt like I was more of a pull than a giver, So my rehabilitation therapist, she was like, girl, are you crazy? She said, you still got your mouth in your head. She said, even though you laying in the bed and can't walk, she said, you still got your mouth. She said, tell your story. She said, you are hilarious. She said, keep telling your story. She said, you making people laugh. And she said, all the nurses come in your room. All the nurses come and see about you. When you ring your bell, all the nurses, she said, you're pulling people. So you do have something to give, because you got a pull. And yeah, and it blessed me. I mean, and I went from feeling useless and I started praying for God to use me. And when I started asking him to use me, I started getting stuff done. When I say use me, let me use me. I'm here to fight. and I've been fighting ever since. I was like, I always fought growing up, but a spiritual fight is something way different. And some people may not understand it too, unless they're actually on a sick bed or they had some type of major traumatic experience. You wouldn't understand the elevation you get from the spiritual realm, whether it's the ancestors, whether it's God. I know that there's something else in this world. And the light, and it lifted me. And I've been running ever since. Now, don't get me wrong. Has it been a rough road? Yeah, but I'm still on the road. I was ready to get off and lay in the dirt, but something else awoken. So this is the bully that you see today. This is the AKA, that's what Rodney called me. This is the bully. This is the strong arm. This is the fighter. This is the girl that played to win. That's what you see today. And just think, if I would have did what I was trying to contemplate doing, I wouldn't be here today with all you wonderful, beautiful people. How about that for a tall tale story?
You got me.
I'm happy you're here.
You got me, Misty. We love you, big girl.
Oh, I love you too. They used to call me that too, big girl. That was a term of endearment. Come here, big girl.
It's absolutely a term of endearment, man. I like big girls. What the hell are you talking about? My wife's a big girl. But you saw the picture of my wife. I mean, she's only 5 foot nothing. I'm 6'5". I mean, shit. All she has to do is walk up and suck my dick. I mean, it's fucking perfect.
That's for Friday. And remember, tomorrow, freaking Friday.
I'm sorry. It's not a tall tail.
All of you is the wet spot.
Tail. She doesn't suck my dick.
You got a tall tail. The beast. I want to hear a story from you and David and Lee. I want to hear. You know, I've shared and Damien shared. Who's up on next on the sharing chair?
Y'all ain't ready for me.
Yes,
I'm ready for you, Lee.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, okay, Rodney,
we're dying. We're dying.
Lee do not like your creepy advances. She said that don't make her feel right when you.
I gotta stop now.
Say the stuff. You asked Lee, does she want you to stop?
Lee, do you want me to stop, Lee?
Fuck yeah, it's creepy, scary, and make me sometimes I might want to just rape you because you got a fat ass.
Rape me.
So stop.
Now hold on. Now how you gonna tell me to stop and then threaten to rape me at the same time? I'm
Roger
confused.
and Lee got the floor. Talk that out. Talk that shit out. Roger and Lee, what's going on?
Nah, I'm confused. Because she just threatened to rape me and told me that I can't rape her though. That how that work?
Because
you gonna tell me it feels creepy when I say it to you, but you didn't say it to me, and I'm supposed to be okay with it. Is that how it works?
So now you know. So example, now you know exactly how creepy this shit sound, right?
No, that shit made me hard. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't understand. It's like
my name is not. Hold on. Let me explain something. My name is not Sean Combs.
It's like you leading me on, Lee. Like why are you leading me on?
Sean Combs.
I'm just saying. Look, I'm tired of you teasing me, Lee. That's all. I'm just tired of you teasing me.
I'm just telling you. My name is Lee, not Sean Combs.
I just want you to stop teasing me. That's all.
You're still Miss Jackson when you're nasty.
And that, hey, Beast. Beast, I don't like it. It's not funny. At the same time, it just shows me that you are questionably gay. And you got a fat ass though, now that I think about it.
Lee, if he could come for you, if you could come for him, he could come for you. So now that I think about it, keep it going. Then now I think about it, Rodney, do you?
Are we talking about
if you let me finish.
I'm sorry, I'm back. My wife called me, so I had to answer that. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Lee. You were saying that you do want to have sex with me? I'm kind of
no, nigga, no. You see, you maybe use the N-word. No.
My bad. I misheard you. I'm sorry. I got bad earphones on.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
got a bad. You got a bad. Oh Lord.
All right, so I got to stop now. So I
Yeah,
just want to be clear. You
I
do
need.
want me to stop.
Do you want me to do you?
I mean, I'm not saying
No,
no, but I ain't
no.
saying yes either. I gotta figure out. We gotta figure out the logistics of everything.
Who got the baby oil? Who got
I,
the baby oil? That's what
you
I want to
know, as long as
No,
I get to go first.
Hey, I know black people. It's cocoa butter. That's what it is.
I don't.
We ain't
Hey,
gonna waste
don't.
no good cocoa butter on the squid like that. No, no.
Lee, I will stop confessing my love to you, for you, Lee. I will stop. If it makes you uncomfortable, I will stop. But I don't feel that there's anything wrong with a man being in love with another person. So, you know, whatever it is, I'm sorry that I have fallen in love with you, Lee, and
You
I
know,
apologize for that. Okay,
Oh,
but you know, I feel like I'm the victim here.
let me explain something to you. Have you seen this? It's a TikTok where this straight guy always complimenting this stud, and she just gets profoundly just sick of it. That's what you do for me.
Okay. All right. Well, I said I'm gonna stop, Lee. You still bringing it up though, but I said
Okay,
I'm gonna
done.
All right. Cool.
Oklahoma is a unique space in terms of the number of African American towns that were established. Some suggest upwards of 50 African American towns. Between 1924 and 1928, Reverend S.S. Jones was going around documenting this sort of self-determined, vibrant African American communities. You see the African American educators, doctors, lawyers, landowners, oil barons. And I think that's what's so remarkable about this footage. How many years out of slavery are now owning oil wells that are producing 2,000 barrels a day? Is that not the ultimate American dream? Is that not the ultimate American story? It flies in the face of what I think some people consider part of African American history and culture. I mean, I think that was one of the things that Oklahoma and what S.S. Jones is really kind of showing is that African American history and culture is not a monolith. And in a way, it became kind of like a marketing tool to encourage individuals to migrate, to move there, that this is a place where you can live, you can thrive, and peacefully reside. There were still palpable racial tensions. There are Jim Crow, segregation, there's all of these things, and you still have an African American community that really speak to the fortitude and resilience of Black people. And Oklahoma is a unique space in terms of the number of African American towns that were established. Some suggest upwards of 50 African American towns. Between 1924 and 1928, Reverend S.S. Jones was going around documenting this sort of self-determined, vibrant African American communities. You see the African American educators, doctors, lawyers, landowners, oil barons. And I think that's what's so remarkable about this footage. How many years out of slavery are now owning oil wells that are producing 2,000 barrels a day? Is that not the ultimate American dream? Is that not the ultimate American story? It flies in the face of what I think some people consider part of African American history and culture. I mean, I think that was one of the things that Oklahoma and what S.S. Jones is really kind of showing is that African American history and culture is not a monolith. And in a way, it became kind of like a marketing tool to encourage individuals to migrate, to move there, that this is a place where you can live, you can thrive.
Okay. Now, I think this is just my opinion. When S.S. Jones was going around talking about it, speaking about it, it made the city in Oklahoma become a target because that's when other people got jealous because, oh, you doing this and you doing that. You just a nigga, you just a slave, but you got more land than I do, or you making more money than me. That's where the anger and frustration comes in from a group of people that used to stand on your neck, and now these group of people is standing upright just like you standing upright and making and rising above you. and they gave the other group a sense of infuriating and made them infuriated, made them so angry that they wanted to go in and destroy and take away everything that these people had because of jealousy, envy, and greed. You know, they want it because they feel, how did you get it? You don't deserve it. That's putting, you know, one group of people thought they was better than the other group of people and say, hey, you don't deserve this. We deserve this. You don't need none of this. Came in, took, and destroyed. Came in bombing. A bomb. That's the first time America had a bomb on its own soil. How did you bomb a whole city? You had to get approval from the government. First of all, where they get the bomb from? Where they get the aircraft to bomb it? Without your own government help. And it just amazes me. And what that did made a lot of people, and you hear JoJo Baby say this all the time. Every time we make something to do something, they take it from us. So what's the sense of trying to make something? Y'all don't give up. That wouldn't have made me give up. That would have made me fight even harder. But JoJo said, like, what's the use of fighting? Ain't nothing going to change. If you don't think nothing's going to change, guess what? Then nothing's going to change. You got to quit your stinking thinking. And that video was deep to me, and it resonated loudly in me because I know a lot of people that feels like that. That feels like, why try? Well, I ain't gonna get nothing. Well, if you think you ain't, you not. A man think of so he is. Do anybody else want to add to the video what we said? Or like to speak on it?
I mean, I'd like to hear everyone else's response before I interject because I got something to say.
Okay.
But I want to hear everyone else's.
Go ahead, Rodney.
No, what I was going to say is, you know, it's still no different today. I mean, even though we talk about this happening in 1930s, it's still the same thing today. No matter in the United States, they're only going to let us get so powerful. And the last thing that they want us to do, what they was doing is making sure that today they can still control. Because if they didn't burn down Oklahoma and blow that up, that could have been the real start of us understanding our own power as a Black culture. That could have been us really understanding that if we band together and create these towns and create these things, that they can't control, that they now don't have anything. We don't need anything from them. We have our own banks. We have our own land. We have our own food. We have our own, we don't need anything. Then that would have, you know, that could have been the beginning of the whole reason why the United States was set up. It was set up so that the people and the presidents and the things of power can stay in power. This whole thing is nothing but basically a set up show. It was already set up. They wrote this whole thing. They wrote it, they produced it, they made sure that everything stayed in place, and it's still today. The reasons why you see when people, and I mean, I hate to use Puffy because I do think he is a monster, but you know, until he sued the liquor company that was ran by the mob and decided to own and wanted to be the largest marijuana producer in New York, then they brought out his secrets. The same thing Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was buying what was it, Disney or NBC, one of them. Yeah. And next thing you know, now everything comes out about him. Now I'm not saying that these people, but then you know, people like, for instance, our Trump, he comes out and he becomes the president, and everybody knows he's a monster. It isn't like the shit that he's done isn't a secret. You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget Michael Jackson and Prince. Yeah, when they moved music moguls that wanted their own masters and stuff and wanted to move differently, and now they're gone.
R. Kelly.
And R. Kelly, well.
So I mean, you know, it's still the same thing going on. They're only going to allow us to get so powerful before they try to destroy us. It's going to take somebody who honestly did it the right way the whole time and didn't use them and became powerful on their own in order for someone to be able to get away from that. But even then, they'll still try to take it away from you,
Like
no
Oprah
matter what.
Winfrey.
Like, there you go. Well, Oprah's staying away because she want to keep her power.
But I got Lee, come on, Lee. You got to pipe in, bro.
Well, you go ahead, man. Don't be.
No, he said he want to say something last. So I'm gonna hold Daniel for the last.
Okay.
I just want to hear from the whole panel.
See, the thing about that, it's deeper than this. You know, you can go and see. I think I was listening to something from the Geneva Bible, how they changed the laws to how King James came about, but it was the Geneva Bible that they banned, and he took the everything from the Geneva Bible and twisted it, knowing that Africa and all of these places were ours. With them knowing that, and they know that the 400 years is up, and it was up May, what was it, May last year, that we would rule, that Black Americans, African Americans will return to leadership again and gain and regain the full structure of everything. I can say starting with Obama, now we got Kamala. It's gonna come. They can't. You can't change anything that's gonna happen. You can't change the inevitable. It's gonna happen, but they got to put us in a position where we'll be like a Holocaust. We damn near gonna be like in a Holocaust situation before we even reckon with each other. So we need to fix whatever it is that we're damaging as we are damaging each other to fix this. With that video, there's a lot more footage out there of the black banks in Oklahoma. I think it was Oklahoma that opened, took black money, and then shut down and took millions of black people's money. They just shut it down. It was a white owner. I don't know who. I don't remember exactly who it was. So everything takes apart because we are who we are. You know, they don't give us loans. Like I said, what was that out there we was watching? Where the black woman came up with the tampon and the Kotex, and they would.
It was here on the Morning Mac show. We did a lot of black inventors that we had patent to a lot of things, but because we didn't have the money or we was not allowed to own a patent, we used to go to our white counterparts and say, "Hey, can you patent this for us?" And they end up stealing the money and the invention and everything else.
No, not that. I'm talking about the conversation that we were having about it, where all she wanted to do was borrow the money to patent it. When they realized that she was a black woman, they stepped away and allowed for whatever she had written up to die so they could take it. And now,
right.
So I mean, we need to combine ourselves together. A robot has a constitution. America has a constitution. They have rights for Asian, rights for gays, right for everybody. But we have yet to sit down and write any type of constitutional or rights for ourselves. A damn robot got a constitution. It's got rights and laws before we do.
They know how to come together. We have to come together and stay together and look out for each other, one another. We have to have that unity. And on some level, ours is not as strong enough.
We're strong enough. We just all wants to be kings and queens that we are. We are all alphas, be it female or male. We are all alphas. They took and put servants somewhere, and then they put all of the alpha ones that they had to beat to make them say Toby in one area. So we are the descendants of some very, very strong people, but we are more warriors than anything. We're not I can't say seekers we are, but sometimes we seek out different. I don't know how to put it in words. I really don't.
Slicky Woo said that we can overpower if we come together.
Absolutely. I mean, what was it, 600 years and 600 years? 400. Was it?
He also said we are a punk ass race. Let's keep it real. Nick, you say some good stuff, and then he assaults you at the same time.
I'm sorry. Have you seen white people today? I mean, it looks pretty bad.
Is it? Was it 422 years of reparation that they supposed to pay us back or something like that? Yeah. I think in Chicago or somewhere they was going to release the money, but they stopped it. Some states was actually going to pay reparations.
I thought it was Sacramento. I thought that was in
It might have been. It might have been. It may have been. Just as may have been. And they stopped the reparations.
San Francisco or something like that. San Francisco was one of those San Francisco, but it was in California. Funny man, David Green, you was trying to say something or something
Come on, get in there, Dave.
Was saying?
Well, I was going back with what Lee was talking about. Even when she was talking about, you know what I mean, like I think it was either her or you out there was talking about, you know what I mean, us being weak. That's because it's just this generation is just weak. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, you know what I mean? You see the movies and Roots and stuff like that. You know what I mean? When Kunta was getting smacked with the whip, you know what I mean? And he fought. He was like, "Your name's Toby." He was like, "My name is Kunta." You know what I mean? The whip. My name Kunta. The whip. My name is Kunta. It took a couple slashings, whatever, before him to switch up and say, "Okay, I give up. My name's Toby." Nowadays, it'll take one whip, one crack with a whip, and they're like, "My name is Toby Johnson Jr. the third." You know what I mean?
Because we fear pain.
Yeah.
Because we fear getting hit because they caused us pain. That's what we fear. They beat us into compliance. And compliance in silence. They beat us into silence. That's why we better not talk, speak, spell. You had to go on their own agenda. That's why they say silence is compliance.
That's right.
You heard them say that. They whipped us into submission. We were abused children. What happens in this house stays in this house. That's abuse. Anytime somebody tell you that they doing something bad and they don't want to get out the house. But David, that pain. Can you take the pain?
Yeah, but also like I said, this generation is that loss of fight. You know what I mean?
Yep. The will to survive.
Like different ones were saying about coming together or whatever like that. No, I mean we can all come together, but I mean I'm sorry. I respect Martin Luther King, whatever. No, but every time I read, he would talk about marching or whatever. You know what I mean? Like if we had Martin Luther King back in this generation, he'd be a good sponsor for Nike or something, because you know what I mean. That's you know what I mean. All I could hearing was about marching here, marching there, and everything like that. No, you know what I mean. Like Malcolm X.
That's not all true now, because even though Martin Luther King,
I'm just saying what I read.
But you heard of the Black Panther Party, and check this out. It was the Black Panther Party that started the first free lunch program that we got all across America. Started to feed our children. They wanted to take care of our babies. It started with 7, then it's 24, then a 50, then 124 kids. It started with the need. Invention is the mother of necessity, or is the necessity is the mother of invention. We needed. It was a need,
right?
And they met the need. It was like can't keep letting our babies go hungry. So they came together. Now a group of them came through the church. That was back then, because they had that feeling of unity. We were a community. We thrived together. When they broke the community up, the community not a community anymore, and it hurts.
Right, but Reese, even Martin Luther King admitted that he went
about was wrong. Yeah, he said he was wrong, and that's when they killed him.
Right.
They could not have that man come, because he was like, Brother Malcolm was right, because he thought to be integrated was better. To be segregated is better, because you learn your different stuff. We was a proud people. We was traveling. We was doing something. When we came together, they didn't learn our ways. We learned their ways.
Right.
If you want to integrate something, you're going to get both of them. You're going to learn both ways. But they didn't teach us that. They took our history away from us. That was a part of the plan. And that was a way to take your history from you, just like they took your name from you. You go, you're an African. You have my friend Harry. His name is Okuchukwu. That's the village his mom and them gave him. But when he came to America, he had to take an English name, and he put Henry.
Yep.
They made you forget your name, your place. They erased you so they could write whatever they want on that slate. We are like a chalkboard. We had all of this information. We had the code to get to the sun. They took a big ass eraser. I'm like, they ain't going there today. We ain't going there. Ha. And let me write some other stuff. And they wrote bullshit on the chalkboard.
Yeah.
And they've been feeding us ever since.
Yep, you're exactly right, or whatever. I mean, even like, especially when you're talking about names or whatever. No, like I find it crazy how people will get offense, being labeled as, you know what I mean, a nigger or something like that. No, and not, you know what I mean, like black. Okay, so like that's what I'm saying. Just like you were saying, like names or whatever like that. You know what I mean? Names meant something. You know what I mean? Like you said, your name was Uka Wuka, whatever. No, it was Uka Wuka from the tribe of something. You know what I mean? Like you knew where you was from. You knew that, but just by name, you know what I mean, being labeled, being named, you know what I mean, a nigger or even black or whatever like that. No, you're taking away your not inheritance, but you know what I mean, your tribe, your this is this. And you know, there's a lot of people, whatever, no, that's got a bloodline of being a king or something like that don't even know it because they're just known as black. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They're not known as, you know what I mean, like you said, Uka Wuka from the tribe of that, this. And then if you do your history, you're like, oh shoot, you know what I mean? My people ruled this place or this place or whatever like that. No, I'm actually inherited or whatever, you know what I mean? But
they take your value, they take your self-worth, they take.
Hey, Althea, is that everybody on the panel that spoke?
To lay down. Wait a minute, let me see. Is that Rodney?
I want to hear everyone.
Rodney spoke first, right? Rodney.
Yeah.
Molly, you want to say something?
Come on, man. I want the whole panel, please.
Nah, I want to hear my boy Dame. It's like he got something to say. What you got, Dame? You can go ahead.
All right. I mean, I don't know how to put it to you, but I feel closer
Run
to
it
you.
To me straight. Run it to us straight, Dame.
What are you talking about? I always bring it straight.
Tell.
All right. So I'm 52 years old, and I was raised in Gary, Indiana. I was raised by so many BBBWs like Althea, because, you know, my mom was poor white trash, but I'm a big Jew from a black neighborhood in Gary, Indiana, and I take claim to fame to that. But my grandma, I know you guys have heard me tell jokes about her one titty and how the boob joke, you know, what did one saggy boob say to the other boob? If we don't get some support, it's going to look like we're nuts. That was my Nana. Well, my Nana was also a child and a Holocaust survivor. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my tribe. I would not have been able to get through life if I didn't admire Michael Jordan. I could not get through life if I didn't do an entire book on George Washington Carver on how he had to unpatent more than 1,800 patents in the peanut and give it to the United States. Now, my grandma told me, now this is why you're part of this tribe, because we were supposed to be eradicated. And eradication is what happened in the Holocaust. 30 plus million Jews were murdered, not just, slapped around. That happened too. But I mean, just put into fucking train cars and sent to their fucking death. And the fucking Nazis They just wanted to collect the fucking gold teeth that they had, or any object that had any value was taken away from them. Anything that had value. So, there's more. I was raised by a lesbian.
We losing?
No, I'm here. I just had to take puff off my square, bro. I was raised by a lesbian in Gary, Indiana, and the reason, I asked my mom, and it's part of my comedy thing, that why did you become a lesbian? And she was real truthful about it by saying, I've been married and divorced 3 times to 3 different assholes, and one was your father. So, I don't get along with men, apparently. So, I love the company of women. So, I guess the point that I'm trying to make is, all of us have a role in that. No one should ever bring anyone down because of color or their tribe. I believe that we are all not just human beings, but we are humans becoming. And I think it's very, very important to try and not separate it anymore, because all of my kids look like everyone on this panel, all of them. Just saying. All right, I'll leave you guys with that. And my kids get discriminated all the time too. Oh, your dad's white? Loser.
Hey, Althea, I just sent you something. On Messenger. Check it out. I think I sent it in the group also. This
Molly, did you get it?
I don't know what you sent me.
I just sent it.
No, I play this. I look for Lee next video.
Yes, because this
You don't
is.
know. I said, well, the Catholics were actually the spearhead behind the transatlantic slave trade. And they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. I said,
hey, I guess I just wanted to say that to tell y'all one thing, that my tribe were slaves too. Slaves and murdered.
Yep, our tribes was too. We had the first concentration camp, Natchez, Mississippi. When they freed the slaves, they didn't know what to do with them, so they built a fort around them. They was begging to come out. They were saying, please let us out. We'll go back into slavery. Please let us out. They took the women and children and starved them, diseased them, took the men and made the men work.
Yeah, barely way to park out there, motherfucker.
And you had to bury your dead where they died. They threw shovels in there. They wouldn't even take off the dead. You died where you stayed.
What state was this?
That was Natchez, Mississippi. And they said that land, they say that the land is cursed, but they say it grows the biggest and prettiest peaches. But the locals there would not eat them peaches because they know it was harvest and the ground was fertilized with the blood of our ancestors.
Because I know
the devil punch bowl. Look up the devil's punch bowl. That's all I'm saying.
If you guys, I know you guys are on the internet like me, and we see the news and shit like that, and that's why we have these conversations.
I can't get in.
Molly, you gotta mute yourself.
My synagogue was bombed 2 months ago.
They're doing a lot of bombing, Damien.
Did you see it out there?
No, because I didn't look for it. Molly was getting it and pulling it up for us. But let me go in and try to find it. There, you said that
you'll see a Nigerian immigrant. You know him. He's an actor.
Godfrey?
No.
Godfrey. Let me go.
Godfrey's a comedian. I don't think he's an actor. He might have.
Godfrey is an actor. He's an actor and a comedian.
He did 1-2 films. I said a real
film. I like Godfrey.
I said 1-2. You said couple. 1-2 is couple. I'm talking about this guy's an actor. He's a real actor. I can't remember his name, but he's Nigerian. He's Nigerian. Huh?
Was he the one in? Was he the one in Blood Diamond?
No, not that one.
Yeah,
there's
that
a lot
model.
of Nigerian actors, but let me go ahead and see.
I'm
on. This is on Facebook, right?
IG.
Facebook.
I mean, you're going to Messenger. My bad.
That's Facebook, right?
Yes.
There you go, funny man. I'm glad to see you eating something different, man. I didn't make no joke. I was just saying something serious. He usually eating pizza. I don't know what y'all talking about, man.
It's fucking funny.
Bible secrets revealed.
man.
Is that what you're talking about?
That to me, that's sharing concern.
Bible secrets revealed. Is that what you're talking about?
To who?
Child.
I didn't hear you because they were talking. What did you say?
It says Bible secrets revealed.
Not that one. It's after that one.
This is the only one I got. This is the last one you
It
sent
should
me.
say Nigerian immigrant.
Nope, that's not this one.
All right. Well, it's coming to you right now.
Risa, let's see how. That's what it was that I made.
Let's see. Oh, you got to play Adebisi.
Okay. Yeah, that's his name. That played on The Wire. What you call it?
A lot of movie.
Yes.
Wasn't he?
You played on Oz, not The Wire.
Oz. I know it was a jailhouse movie. Play that now. That right there, that goes along with that one and that Geneva, the Tales of the Bible thing that you that I sent.
Let me see.
What you eating, funny man?
Okay.
Broccoli.
I gotta go back in here to share with the screen.
Screen's up. Screen's up.
Who wants creamed asparagus with steak tips?
Okay.
My wife just said yuck.
Well, farming was a term that was used by British social workers to describe a phenomenon that occurred in Britain after the Second World War, whereby the Nigerian immigrants come into Britain would foster or farm their children out to white working class families. We're talking thousands of Nigerian children all over Britain in order so that they could work and study. And the idea was that once they'd accomplished what they set out to do, graduated, saved enough money, they would then collect their children and return to their native homes. That practice became known as farming. And I was farmed at the age of 6 weeks old to a white couple in the southeast of England, about an hour and a half outside of London. The film, with the same title, follows my journey under that process.
This was unique to Great Britain.
It was. It's peculiar only to Britain and peculiar to only the Nigerian immigrants, because at the time, Britain was going through an economic recession, and it called upon its colonies, the West Indies, India, and Africa to come and help rebuild it. So it was kind of like an expedient labor force.
So how old were you when you were taken to this white couple?
6 weeks old.
And how old were you when you left?
16. You can imagine at 6 weeks old, my white foster family were my family. My two siblings were with me, and within the house, there were another about 7 or 8 other Nigerian children from other families. So we all considered ourselves as a family and our foster families as our parents. And I just grew up there as you would in Britain during the 70s. The big difference, of course, being the area where we were placed, which was a town called Tilbury Town, was notoriously racist, and they'd never been exposed to Black children or Black people at all. So we were the first Blacks to be, placed in that environment. So it was a very racist right-wing town. Well, farming was a term that was used by British social workers to describe a phenomenon that occurred in Britain after the Second World War.
We gonna watch it again?
The Nigerian immigrants come into Britain.
You know what I'm
would
trying to
foster or
You know what he was describing, wait a minute, hold up. What he is describing is called indentured servitude. If that's what it sounds like to me. Anybody else got any different take on that?
Well, that's what farming was.
Henry Ford. No, I'll give it to you. Henry Ford. Henry Ford made sure that everyone had indentured servitude within his conglomerate. And if you think about our school system today, okay, think about our school system today. It is still the Henry Ford model. You have a structured set of rules. You have a structured set of guidelines. You have a structured set of things that you're supposed to learn before you go off into the world and become whatever you choose to do. And then they give you selective choosing. You want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a dick, a politician. You want to be a manufacturer. You want to be a mechanic. Everything in our country is all structured around the Henry Ford model.
Now, that other video of the Geneva Bible versus the King James Bible, that adds on to what he was saying. It's a whole different longitude situation.
Yep. Lee's right. Absolutely. 100%. I'll lock it in.
Where is Brenda Brown?
She's probably sleeping.
So,
or she's sneaking on us again.
So now, if you was to happen to go to that Geneva Bible, the other one that I sent you, fighting the what you call it, you'll know exactly. You'll see what he was saying at the beginning of what Nigeria was. As just a part of him.
Funny man Green, I see you doing this thing with your chin like I do all the time because I got, ticks and shit. I want to hear your fucking take on that, man, because I know you're itching to say something.
Good morning, Destiny.
Oh, what's up, Destiny? Actually, I just got on. I transferred to my to the computer or whatever. It's finally working. It was down for a minute.
Okay, wait a minute. Then it's got to go to you, bro.
No, I'm saying I didn't hear what Lee said.
Lee?
Oh, you're waiting on me. Hell, I don't remember what I said.
His computer was down. He wants you to recap what you said.
Oh, basically that, farming back then, they just had the rewrite of the Bible, the Geneva Bible versus the King James Bible. It shows where just what he was talking about as far as farming, the Africans, especially Nigerians. That thing that I sent out there was actually another description of how the Bible changed, how the Geneva Bible got actually abandoned and banned because of the truth in that Bible and how they swayed African heritage and their license and the treaties. And so everything is written in American, in English. They're not going to understand it. So they went on trust, as we all do. We go on trust, and then they took everything. And that's what America is built on also. We was built on trust.
We was built on a lie.
Well, they were lying. We were trusting. Yes. And America also, because there was no one else here but us. I mean, indigenous, we created that. So if she was to play the other one, that last video that I sent would clear up.
Okay, let me see if I can find the last one. Molly, where are you at? Find the Lee last video. Play the Lee last video, please, because
the Geneva, the Bible one.
I want to hear Destiny's take too, man.
She did
video.
I love your video, by the way.
What you say, Destiny?
I said I missed the whole video. Like I got here at the very, very end of it, and y'all stopped playing it, so I didn't even see it.
Play it again.
Yeah, it's the same here.
Is it's not the same as gone because I was trying to pull up the other damn video.
Well, go ahead and pull up the other video and then go backward.
Yeah, or I mean, move on is whatever you want to do, dog.
Destiny was an hour and 16 minutes late. Really, Destiny?
Destiny's been driving a forklift this morning. What have you been doing?
Smoking weed.
Ah.
Okay, Lee. Let me go back here and go up to here. So you got the job. Congratulations, Destiny.
Well, I did extra training this morning because yesterday I only got to drive the forklift twice, and I still ran over a cone that last time. So I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go back and do the extra training so I can get the extra practice on it. And I'm doing much better. The teacher was like, "Why did you come back? You did so good yesterday." I said, "I hit a cone," and he said, "Okay, there was a woman that hit every cone." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, but
oh wow,
I wanted to not hit any cone."
Is the object not the hit cones? I mean,
Okay, I got the video up, y'all. I don't know. Hold on. Let me see. Make sure y'all can see it. I don't know where. I think it's. Can y'all see it? Is that it? Is that? I think that's it.
That's it.
That's it. Hold on. Make it.
Oh, we can't hear it.
Okay. Can y'all hear it now?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, press play.
I was taught that the King James Version was the first English version of the Bible. First version translated in English. What?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, way before the King James, the Geneva Bible was out. King James banned the Geneva Bible. And you say, wait a minute, if the Geneva Bible is such a good book, why was it banned? Well, let me tell you why it was banned. First of all, in any of the stuff that I've got, I'm more than willing to let you take a look at. This is a little pamphlet of the instructions to the translators. If you see this, you understand real quick what's going on. You start to understand some of the things that are going on with it. And part of the thing is, let me just give you one quote out of the Geneva of 1591. Ephesians 6, 11, 12. See if you can figure out anything that might cause a king not to want to have this out. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may abide to stand against the assaults of the devil. For we wrestle not only against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers. Sounds pretty familiar so far, right? And against worldly governors, who are the princes of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness, which are in the high places. Now that basically says the governments are all evil. Can you understand why they would want to get rid of something like that? Well, they in fact did. And as a matter of fact, if you read the instructions, you find out that they left out a lot of things. The true meaning of baptism, the true meaning of what the church is. And the reason why they did it is they wanted to be able to control the people. They wanted to say that the government is divinely empowered and that the church we got to listen to. And of course, he controlled the church. 1810 talks about some of the real purposes of the King James Version, and it's not what you were taught in school or not what you were taught most other places.
Okay.
So, for those reasons, the King James Bible, and of course the following editions, there's a book called, by the way, New Age Bible Versions, and it's by Gail Ripley.
Okay. Let me get rid of this.
I'd believe it. I mean, I already knew that King James rewrote the Bible, and whenever he did rewrite it, he
didn't rewrite it. What they did was translated and omitted information. It's different when you leave stuff out because you don't get the full story. It's different
when he first translated, I suppose, he inserted aspects of different versions of the stories. Like, for example, the most memorable example to me, at least, was whenever he was telling the story of the great flood, Noah and the ark. In one line, he said, 2 pure and 1 impure animal on there. And then, like, he said some other stuff, and a little bit down, he said 2 of each animal. So he was blending stories wrong. And he actually had to have somebody go through and look at his version of the Bible and say, "Hey, man, this is contradictory. Hey, you kind of put 2 of this in here. You need to pick one," and da 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 da. So he had to have an editor edit his edit of the Bible.
He translated it, and it's clean and unclean. Like 2 of the clean and 5 of the unclean, or 7 of the unclean. When they translated it, he put in there because they didn't tell you why it was the unclean. He didn't tell you why it was the clean. They didn't tell you none of that because they took all of that out. That would explain what it is. That's why the Bible sounds like a walking, talking contradiction to itself. And the book sits in and outside of time, because the events that I thought at one time it was in chronological order, but they're actually not. And when I was like, oh wow, when I was studying that, I had to take a class called religion, so that's why I'm only talking when we were like taught in school and unveiled what they were showing us, and we had to study the Bible, we had to study the Torah, and we had to study the Quran, and all of that, and when translation it's just languages, and you believe it or not, when you translate something and you leave one word out, can make a big difference to the meaning and what the word is saying. And I'm gonna give you guys an example. When it says in the beginning was the word, and the word was God. Another translation says in the beginning was the word, and the word was a God. And when you leave a and then little words out, it could change the translation. And don't forget how we talk. And Constantine did that. He wanted to rule, and he said, "Well, I can rule these people that fear God under the premises of God." And that's how world religion came. The Vatican, Catholic, Constantine, all of that was because we worship differently. Before that, we just studied it's called Man's Law, the 5 books of Moses, the book of the Bible. It's called the Apocryphy, the first 5 laws. It's Genesis, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Numbers, and I think the book of Joshua. If I'm not saying it.
Oh, it's not Exodus.
Exodus. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Exodus is one of the 5 books. Yes, right after Genesis is Exodus, right?
Yep.
Then it's Leviticus is the way they talk about the law.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy is the book that talk about the scales, the census. Man, I'm telling you, but this is not a religious conversation. It's just like it's really deeper than what we think they are. And I believe a lot of hidden secrets is written in there. You know, we got to decode it and decipher. You know, and you're saying, why would God get a book together when you got to decode and decipher what he mean? Well, he didn't. It's man that passed through the stories down to generations and who do it. You know how they say who do? Yes, baby.
All right, so here's a book that I think everyone should read because I've read it more than once in prison. The Book of Job. Come on, that's why we're comedians. We're self-deprecating. Everything that we put out behind that microphone is a story of our life that had pain at one point, and we're going to try and make it into joy. And that is the magic of our comedy.
Well, I don't want to get too far off topic because we went all the way to religion, destiny. The first video that Molly shared with us was talking about what we had in Oklahoma and how it was a thriving Mecca community, Black Wall Street, and how it was totally obliterated. That's where this whole conversation stemmed from. and everybody was having their take on why it was destroyed or why people felt the way they did and all that. So I know you know the story about Black Wall Street, right?
No, ma'am.
Wow. Okay. Oklahoma, when they eradicated a whole a town in Oklahoma, they dropped a bomb on it. First time Americans dropped a bomb on their own soil. Well, I'll tell you.
Althea, is there another video
of Oklahoma?
No, another one. Is there another one that someone wants to bring up?
There's something. Molly got to bring that up. I see something sitting, and I don't know what it is.
Come on, Molly, let's do it.
Can y'all see that?
There you go.
But
you don't know. I said, well, you know, the Catholics were actually the spearhead behind the transatlantic slave trade. And they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. I said, well, go to the Dumbest of Verses, Pope Nicholas V, and how he gave the authority for the Portuguese and King Alfonso V to come into West Africa and take whatever they wanted from those who didn't believe what they believed. And that was what started to open the door. And they're like, I don't believe it. Well, the Catholics will tell you themselves what they did. So now, what is it you want me to do? I mean, I'm trying to give you, I'm dropping something on you so you free your mind. But just because you've done something your entire life, it's a system. Nobody's telling you not to believe in God. Nobody's telling you to. What we're saying is analyze what you believe and get to the origins of it. If you get to the origins of what you believe, you might find out some of the things that you've deemed as witchcraft might not be as witchcraft as the thing you're following. Because whenever, you know, the scriptures, I mean, and then I can go there with them. I said, well, the scriptures tell us that Satan came to steal, kill, and destroy. And I said, and the scriptures also tell us to judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. You don't know. I said, well, you know, the Catholics were actually the spearhead behind the transatlantic slave trade. And they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. I said, well, go to the Dumbest of Verses, Pope Nicholas V, and how he gave the authority for the Portuguese and King Alfonso V to come into West Africa and take whatever they wanted from those who didn't believe what they believed. And that was what started to open the door. And they're like, I don't believe it. Well, the Catholics will tell you themselves what they did. So now, what is it you want me to do? I mean, I'm trying to give you, I'm dropping something on you so you free your mind. But just because you've done something your entire life, it's a system. Nobody's telling you not to believe in God. Nobody's telling you to. What we're saying is analyze what you believe and get to the origins of it. If you get to the origins of what you believe, you might find out some of the things that you've deemed as witchcraft might not be as witchcraft as the thing you're following. Because whenever, you know.
What happened? Oh, so I saw that. I felt Black Wall Street for you, Destiny.
Okay.
I'm gonna share it with you. I gotta go here to share. Can y'all see that? I think that's it. Here we go.
After unarmed father Terrence Crutcher was shot and killed by police, hundreds protested here in Tulsa. What many didn't know is that nearly 100 years ago, on these very streets on which they were marching, hundreds of African Americans were killed in one of the darkest chapters of Tulsa's and America's history. A lot of folks around here used to whisper about it over the decades, but nobody, black nor white, wanted to talk about it. And that history was being forgotten. Before it happened, Tulsa was the scene of a thriving, wealthy Black community.
Black Wall Street was the most prosperous Black-owned business district in 1921.
This was Black Wall Street. There were hundreds of Black-owned businesses, everything from banks to pharmacies to the doctor's office. And Black folks were making really good money. There were even 2 movie theaters, all Black-owned and operated. Segregation was in full effect. We heard that there was a gentleman who owned a plane. Is that true?
Simon Barry was a pilot and owned his own plane.
Black folks were rich here, basically. They lived very good lives.
Many of them, yes, which caused some envy and anger among white people who commented, how dare those Negroes have a grand piano in their house and I don't have a piano in my house.
1921 rolls around. What happens?
Some type of confrontation between blacks and whites was inevitable because of the racial climate at that time, because of the presence of the Ku Klux Klan in almost every aspect of our society. But on this particular day, May 31st, 1921, a young black male named Dick Rowland, who worked as a shoe shine boy in downtown Tulsa, went into the Drexel building where he had been given permission to get water and use the restroom. There was a young white girl named Sarah Page who was an elevator operator. And Dick Rowland every day would go into the elevator with Sarah Page. On this particular day, after the elevator doors closed and Sarah Page and Dick Rowland were alone in the elevator, a few moments later, there was a scream. The elevator doors opened. Dick Rowland ran and was later arrested, and Sarah Page initially claimed that she had been assaulted.
Brown says Page never pressed charges, but authorities did, and the damage was done. By the end of the day, the rumor mill said Page had been raped.
As word spread, angry whites were determined that they were going to take matters into their own hands.
A large crowd of white residents gathered at the courthouse. They demanded Dick Rowland be lynched. How did the black community respond to that demand to lynch this young man?
They were willing to risk their lives. They knew that they would be risking their lives to help defend Dick Rowland. And thousands of whites gathered in front of the courthouse. A white man approached a black man with a gun. He said, "What are you going to do with that gun?" He said, "I'm going to use it if I have to."
The two men argued. There was a struggle over the gun. It fired. The white resident was shot. All hell broke loose.
Blacks retreated to the Greenwood district where they set up a barrier at the railroad tracks and were able for a short time to keep whites from invading their community. But because they were so outnumbered and outgunned, whites eventually broke through the railroad tracks and invaded what was home to Black Wall Street, the Greenwood district.
This was the result. 35 city blocks of the black neighborhood burned to the ground. Historical photos show black residents shot dead in the streets. The historical account is that at least 300 people were killed.
There were children that were here that had been armed by their parents, that had been told that they could come down to Greenwood and shoot and kill an innocent person. Those are the same people that we grew up with in our communities, that were a part of our society.
How many black people lost their lives?
There's really no way of knowing exactly how many people lost their lives, potentially thousands of innocent men, women, and children.
What is worse, survivors say they remember death not just in the streets, but raining down from the sky.
Many of our race riot survivors have commented that they remembered seeing planes flying overhead, dropping bombs, dropping nitroglycerin bombs.
Mrs. Hazel Smith Jones is believed to be the last living survivor in Tulsa. She's 97 years old.
My daddy wasn't at home. Just the kids and mama. They came and got us.
Was it white people from the city?
And got us to fairground. And we was there for about 2 or 3 days.
To the fairgrounds?
And my dad didn't know where we were.
Did your family want to leave?
My mother, you know, with all this stuff going on, she thought it might have been safer with them taking us out there and live with more people.
Everyone called it a race riot. The opinion piece in the newspaper condoned it, calling Greenwood Niggertown. Do you consider it a riot?
No, ma'am. It was really murder. It was a massacre. My grandmother was awakened at night and just told to run. Just get up and run. And they ran. She was only 9. They ran for days. She got mixed up from her family and lost in the chicken coop.
Calling it a riot was convenient for a city run by whites. There's no statute of limitations for murder, but there is for a riot. For the black victims, it was devastating.
They never received any type of justice for losing their loved ones, for losing their homes and the businesses that they worked so hard for, that they built from the ground up.
Every insurance claim from the Greenwood neighborhood was denied. The claims totaled about $2.7 million. Black Wall Street did recover but never to its former glory.
Do you think life is better for Black folks in America now?
Yeah. Some places, yes. Some places, some places not.
If there was any clearer sign that change in race relations has happened to this community, this is it. During a march for a Black father slain by a police officer, half of those marching were Black and the other half white, all marching in unison, saying Black lives matter. But there are stark reminders of the racism that continues to thrive in some people's hearts. So the marching and the worrying continues.
I love that, because that's the solution right there. We all got to come together in order to change it. You see, when she said the difference is that Black and white march together to get stuff done.
Preach, girl. Preach.
You just can't be all one race. All of us got to unite. That
was heart-wracking.
That was what?
Heart-wracking.
Girl, the summer, they call it the 1921. They call it the Red Summer, 1921. Tulsa, Oklahoma
That's
was not
awful. That's not the only time that something awful, like, I mean, that's like pretty damn bad, but that's not the only time that something awful came from some white bitch saying, "Oh, he touched me."
It's it's called the Red Summer. If go back and look that up, the Red Summer of 1919 or 1921, the Red Summer, and they this all over the different states. Every Black community that was a thriving Black community. There was one in D.C. There was one in Florida. There was one in Washington State. The one in New York. They did the same thing, where they said, "Oh, a nigger touched me. Oh, a Black guy did this, whatever." And then the mob ran in to burn everybody's stuff down and take their stuff. That's what happened in I want to say not Okushuku. I can't think of the name, down in Florida. And that's what the movie Rosehill was based off of. That it was a lie. It was a lie, but it gave them just cause to come in and commandeer, because if you did that back then, you can go, hanging is legal. Hanging is still legal. They won't take it off the books. Why the fuck they don't take hanging off the books? But it's still on the books. You know, that you could do certain things. And if a Black man assaulted a white person, he can be lynched for that. That's a lynching. It ain't the other way around. It's not like if a white person assaulted a Black man, oh well, that's just the way it is. But if it's the other way around,
I'm an equal treatment kind of individual. Throwing that out there as politely as I can. Oh, I don't mean to interrupt y'all. My bad.
No, go ahead.
That's just my wife. Sorry, she gets her kisses.
I know that's your wife.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, I'm an equal treatment kind of person. If you think that it's okay to hang somebody, then you should also be okay with the fact that if you fuck up in a way that you think they can fuck up, you could also be hanged, motherfucker. I'm sorry. Y'all got me on some lively subjects.
That's real. Right. That's real. To judge is to be judged. It's just that simple.
Yeah, come on, Lee. You got this. No, take what Destiny just said and run with it, bro. Because I know you just got it in your head.
I mean, I'm a short talker. I'm not. I like to go from A to B and cut all the fluff out.
Well, I got something for you, Miss Short Talker. That's okay. I'm a bring it up.
Okay, cool. I was literally, I have that over here, and I was gonna watch that later.
I'm gonna show it to you now, baby. You know, this is
you told me to look it up. I've already got it pulled up over here.
This is
and apparently there's a section on it in the National World War I Museum and Memorial.
Is it the same one I got? You looking at the same one I'm looking at?
That's one of the ones I've got up. I've got like 3 right there. But I like watching documentaries, so that's an easy one for me to watch.
This is the crash course one. How do I get it to play?
Well, that's 13 minutes. Are you gonna play the whole video?
No, you don't need to see all of. Share. How do I
Hey,
share?
you know what I think the best part about that was, Althea, that you pulled up?
What was?
It just goes
the end where
on the
everybody walked together.
on the whole basis of all the videos, and you summed it up when you made your comment. So I'm just gonna not retort. I'm gonna affirm. The last part of it before it cut out was, it's Black Lives Matter, and half of the fucking audience or the protesters or the people that were supporting the movement were white.
Yep. We were coming together. That's the only way we're going together, united.
I don't care. I've never seen color. I've got so many different colored kids. I just don't even know what to talk about. Some are Latin, some are black, some are white. I don't give a shit. My dick don't have a conscience, and now they're grown.
We know. Okay.
And that can be exhausting. For me, for you,
it was. Now it
for all
doesn't
of us.
work. Now it doesn't work. It's
But
like
what we have to keep in mind, what I always try to remind myself, is that for so long, many of these stories about America just haven't been told at all. And so it is deeply important to tell a full and honest story of the violence this country has inflicted on Black Americans, so that we can better understand why this country looks the way that it does today. Part of what I hope this series does is teach you all many of the things that I never learned in school, but things that I really wish that I had. Like our topic today. In this episode, we'll focus on the heightened levels of violence that erupted into a series of riots across the nation in 1919, also known as the Red Summer. I want to reiterate that there will be mentions of physical violence in this episode. The U.S. entry into World War I created two avenues of opportunities for Black Americans that hadn't been there before. Many working-age white men were drafted as part of the war effort, which meant that there were many job vacancies that Black Americans could now take advantage of. The abundance of employment and housing opportunities became an additional source of motivation for Black folks looking to escape the violence and economic despair of the South. The war also allowed many Black men to fight on behalf of their country. Fighting in wars to defend America remains a hotly debated subject within Black communities. Some see it as an opportunity for Black people to earn their stripes, so to speak, viewing military service as the ultimate show of patriotism and a means of showing this country that this is a place that belongs to them too. On the other side, there are those who have always had this idea of Black people fighting for America as absurd, posing the question, why risk your life to protect a country that won't protect you? An estimated 367,000 Black Americans enlisted or were drafted into service during World War I. But unfortunately, upon their return, that idea of obtaining respect in exchange for their military service didn't quite pan out the way that they'd hoped. In The Crisis, the official magazine of the NAACP, Black sociologist W.E.B. Du Bois wrote in his article, Returning Soldiers, we returned from fighting, we returned fighting. He wrote this in May of 1919. Foreboding as it was, this column could not have predicted what would ensue in the coming months. From late May to December of 1919, approximately 25 race riots took place on American soil. Black people's participation in World War I and their sudden increased presence in northern cities were beginning to cause a lot of white people to panic. Many white soldiers returned home and were worried about the prospect of financial insecurity. They came back to find out that Black people had filled many of the jobs at their previous workplaces and had no intention of going anywhere anytime soon. By the end of 1919, approximately 1 million Black Americans had fled the South for northern cities. Between 1910 and 1920, the Black population in Chicago grew by 148%, and in Philadelphia by 500%. Things were changing, and not in a way that everyone liked. Many white people were beginning to panic, and a campaign of terror emerged from this panic, becoming an extension of the lynching epidemic in the South. But whether the violence was taking place in the North or in the South, the goal was always the same: to maintain white supremacy and white economic power. In many of these bouts of chaos that were emerging, many Black veterans were specifically targeted by white mobs and police officers alike. They were seen by many white people as a threat to Jim Crow and the racial order of the day. Black soldiers had returned from the war with the sense that they deserved more from this country that they had just risked their lives for. In Texas, a federal agent reported, quote, "One of the principal elements causing concern is the returned Negro soldier, who is not readily fitting back into his prior status of pre-war times." In July of 1919, in Washington, D.C., a white woman reported being accosted by a young Black man. A suspect was quickly arrested, but he was soon released from custody. After his release, the press started fanning the flames of the incident. Mobs began to assemble, and a riot ensued. More than 150 residents were either murdered or injured. The poet, activist, and NAACP Field Secretary James Weldon Johnson, who coined the term Red Summer in the NAACP Crisis magazine, wrote, "I knew it to be true, but it was almost an impossibility for me to realize as a truth that men and women of my race were being mobbed, chased, dragged from streetcars, beaten, and killed within the shadow of the dome of the Capitol, at the very front door of the White House." After refusing to send in troops before, on the 5th day of unrest, President Woodrow Wilson finally stepped in and sent nearly 2,000 soldiers into the city to end the violence. But not even a week later, on July 27th, the nation's attention turned to Chicago. Unlike the preceding riot, the trigger to this melee was no rumor. There were several eyewitnesses to this truly tragic event. Picture this. On a beach at Lake Michigan, 17-year-old Eugene Williams took a ride on a homemade raft and drifted into the whites-only section of the beach by accident. A white man began throwing stones at him, hit him in the head, sent him into the water, and he drowned. This caused an uproar. A few hours after Eugene's body was finally brought to the shore, a crowd of nearly 1,000 outraged witnesses assembled on the beach waiting for him. Black bystanders demanded that the man who threw the stones be arrested. For them, Eugene's death was the last straw. In his book, Occupied Territory: Policing Black Chicago from Red Summer to Black Power, historian Simon Balto explained that this was right in the middle of a 4-year reign of terror where white supremacists bombed 58 homes to keep Black people from pioneering. Pioneering is a term that describes Black American families in the early 20th century who moved into all-white neighborhoods. That day, at Lake Michigan, the police made no arrests. They took no action. And that's when the fighting began and exploded beyond the beachfront and into the city. White men rode into Chicago and shot up Black homes and Black businesses. White mobs formed and began beating Black people on the street and setting fire to Black homes. When local authorities failed to come to the aid of Black people, Black veterans stepped in, forming their own militias. One group even broke into a local armory to get weapons so that communities could adequately defend themselves as the violence raged on. Only heavy rain and the intervention of the Illinois National Guard were able to bring the week-long assault to a stop. By the end, 38 people had been killed, 23 of whom were Black. Nearly 1,000 Black homes had been burned down, and 500 people, again, mostly Black, suffered severe injuries. NAACP investigator Walter White stated later, "The Chicago riot taught me that there could be as much peril in a northern city when the mob is loose as in a southern town." Black self-defense units emerged out of necessity across the United States as riots surfaced. Multiple other major cities would report race riots in 1919 as well. Among these were Omaha, Nebraska, Elaine, Arkansas, and Charleston, South Carolina. During each of these, a disproportionate number of Black people were killed and injured. Some newspapers suggested that the uprisings and Black resistance to white violence was being caused by Soviet and socialist propaganda. But it didn't take propaganda for Black people to see what was happening all around them. A total of 3,436 people were lynched in the United States between
Will you scroll back up
1889.
so I can see it?
Hi,
Oh,
I'm Clint
scroll it
Smith.
up.
This is Crash Course Black American
I'm
History.
sorry, turn it off.
The Harlem Renaissance. Hi,
Uh-uh.
I'm Clint Smith.
Wait a minute. I remember where it was at. Wait a minute. You want me to go back so where you can see it?
It was at
Damn,
like
that's
9:30 or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
we're
can
almost done
be
with the video at this point.
houses and they be by these trees. Like you
said
seen
A
right
little
right
earlier. We hadn't
the
seen that
whole
part yet.
wave on.
How many people here on the panel have served?
Yeah, man, I need.
We went down, me and Britt went down the wall.
I mean, if
Ku
y'all
Klux
want to cut
Klan,
it there, I can go
who,
watch
in
this
their
on
own
my
way,
own. I don't know if y'all want
agreed
to
with
see
the
this
idea of having
live.
Black people leaving the U.S. and settling
Own
somewhere else.
positive.
This relationship, though, with the KKK, in addition to his pretty terrible views on Mick, who would later become the infamous.
Sure.
Right
Wait.
there.
No, I mean, it was Walter White was the name that was up there. Because I was over here like, Walter White. Isn't that's the name they used for the guy on Breaking Bad. Not there. It's okay. I'll go find it.
Wait a minute. I want it.
Oh, we're in a
Okay.
totally different video.
Oh, we are? This...
Yeah. No, you're good. I'll go
Home is
find
Black
it myself.
nationalism. Garvey's life and career
Oh,
were nothing short of animated.
Totally different.
Home is Black nationalism.
I thought this was the
We heard
same
this
one.
one. AKA Althea, that veteran one. I need to ask the panel: has anyone ever served in the military?
Oh, I thought you said surfed. No, they wouldn't let me in. I was too broken and I have psychological problems.
Okay, that's good. That's why you didn't get in. That's fine. But I'm just going to tell you, I served from 1991 to 1997 in the first Gulf War, and I really appreciate you putting that up there. But I will tell you, today is not 1919. In 1991 to 1997, there was no color. The uniform you wore was the same as everyone else's, and you only were true to blue.
Dickie, I don't think the point of this is to say that we're still like this. I think the point of this is to educate us on things that aren't taught to us in school. I didn't learn this kind of stuff. Did you?
Oh, I certainly did. I grew up in Gary, Indiana.
Okay, well, I didn't. And you were serving in the military when I was born.
They didn't teach this stuff in school.
Yeah,
it was
did.
not part of
My
the
school, they did.
curriculum.
No, they didn't. You have to go to private.
Yeah, and I'm being educated, but I will watch. I'm going to subscribe to that guy today. I'm going to be watching more of that stuff. But that video that you have pulled up is not the one that was there. You can, I mean, I don't want to say throw it because it's probably another excellent video, but we can bring us back here.
Okay,
Suggesting that
one.
Black American life
The one that I had. And
oh shit, she found it.
later,
Walter White.
the Chicago riot taught me
Make it
that
big.
there could be as much peril in a northern city when the mob is loose
y'all see it?
as in a southern town.
Make it big.
Black self-defense units emerged out of necessity across the United States as riots surfaced. Multiple other major cities would report race riots in 1919 as well. Among
Do you
these
have a
were
full screen
Omaha,
button?
Nebraska, Elaine, Arkansas, and Charleston, South Carolina. During each of these, a disproportionate number of Black people were killed
If you
and
can
injured.
give it a little bit of a
Some
scroll
newspapers
down, that would be
suggested that the uprisings and Black resistance to white violence was being caused by Soviet and socialist propaganda.
Thank you. Perfect.
But it didn't
Now I
take
can read it.
propaganda for Black people to see what was happening all around them. A total of 3,436 people were lynched in the United States between 1889 and 1922. 3,038 of them were Black. An October editorial in the New York Times proclaimed, "Persistence of unpunished lynchings of Negroes fosters lawlessness among white men imbued with the mob spirit and creates a spirit of bitterness among Negroes. In such a state of public mind, a trivial incident can precipitate a riot." In 1918, Representative L.C. Dyer of Missouri introduced the Dyer Anti-Lynching Bill, the first of 200 anti-lynching bills to be introduced in the United States throughout the course of its history. But it is important to note that since 1918, no anti-lynching legislation has ever been passed.
That's right.
And as of this filming, in 2021, still nothing. In 1939, jazz singer Billie Holiday performed what would become an iconic song written by Abel Meeropol that captured the terror of Black lynchings. Southern trees bear a strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the root. Black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees. The Red Summer of 1919 shows us how much white Americans across the country pushed back against the prospect of Black people beginning to intrude on their spaces and demand rights that white people thought only belonged to them. In addition to the implementation of Jim Crow laws that became codified and formalized over time, white mob violence sent the message to Black people that they needed to stay in their place. But Black people didn't just stay in their place. Despite the violence they faced from what must have seemed like every direction, Black folks kept working, kept advocating, and kept pushing to live in the sort of world they knew that they deserved to live in. And no assault, no violence, or mob was going to stop that. As James Weldon Johnson once wrote, "I will not allow one prejudiced person, or 1 million, or 100 million to blight my life. I will not let prejudice or any of its attendant humiliations and injustices bear me down to spiritual defeat. My inner life is mine, and I shall defend and maintain its integrity against all the powers of hell." Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Crash Course is made with...
Man, what an ending quote, and I'm watching more of that. I'm about to go follow Crash Course. I'm gonna do that. Wait, I'm on YouTube. No, I'm not.
This has been a Tall Tale Thursday. And it's a lot of stuff, you know. So Damien, Crash Course.
Yeah, baby.
That's what I was saying about the 1919 the riots. That there was like 25 different cities all over that experienced the same thing that Oklahoma did. You know, but look at us now, looking like the United Color of Benettons on the screen. We're coming together.
Oh my God, we look great.
Look, and we like each other, so we're not burning each other down. We're trying to lift each other up.
I think that we all look, Althea, I think we all look great. But you remember, you saw some of my other videos. I used to look good.
Yes, you did. I see why you got 8 kids.
You'd hit that, right? Yeah.
I would. I did when I saw the younger, spiffy, good-looking Dickie. Yeah, he can get it. Just my type. That'd have been my type. But you would have had to make a commitment. We would have still been married.
I would do what I did to all my ex-wives. I would just do something wrong to piss you off to where you didn't want to be around me ever again. So, you know, I got flaws. I'm a male. I got flaws.
Because once you mind, I'd be jumping out. You be scared of me.
Connie, you hear that? You hear Althea hitting on me?
Yeah.
Connie said, I hear you.
Connie, I did not hit on him. I said once you mind, you mind.
I can't see anybody. Is my thing glitching up? Because I can't see anybody.
Put the panel back up, Althea. There you go.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go. I had the videos. I had to get rid of those things. Okay. No, I was not hitting on you, Dickie. I was not hitting on you, Damien.
Thank you. Were you hitting on Damien or Dickie Headass? Because that's my stage name.
Neither one, because Dickie Headass and Damien are both married, and I don't do married men.
No, my wife wouldn't marry me. We just put a ring on, and we've been together for 5 years. She goes, hell no, I ain't give up my fucking Social Security for your poor stinking ass.
I don't blame her. I wouldn't either. Look,
smart woman.
She's
That's
smart.
real talk.
That's the way you do it, Connie.
Tell him, Connie.
Come along,
Tell him,
married.
Connie. Ain't no fucking way I'm marrying your ass.
Give him away all the time. Nobody wants him.
Now, see,
Look, Connie, get a life
now,
insurance
listen,
policy.
wait a minute. It's
Get
Tall
a nice
Tales
life insurance
Thursday, right?
policy. Make sure you're the beneficiary.
No, it's Tall Tales Thursday, right? Okay, so she was married to her husband Jim, and she's a army brat, and they were married 38 years, and she was off and about, and there was a day because I've got a couple other companies, but I needed a driver because somebody didn't want to. Go to Oklahoma because the guy that I hired was a convict and he was on paper, and I don't mind hiring convicts. I hire a lot of them. Anyway, so the dude didn't want to do it. I walk over across the street and I said, hey, Rick, which is her boyfriend at the time. I said, hey, do you think Connie would drive around? I'll give her some money on the table. I'll pay her, $50 cash and lunch. And he goes, I don't know. And here comes Connie. She comes walking up. I said, hey, Connie, you want to make some money under the table? All you got to do is drive the van because I drink all day and shit like that, right? I mean, I'm giving her all the shit. She goes, hell yeah. She's looking up at me like a fucking oatmeal cream cookie because these look good. Anyway, so she drives for me, and everyone tells her at my shop that no one can last 3 days with me because I'm a douchebag. All right, so she gets to 5 months driving me every day. And I asked her one day, I said, Connie, you're my employee, but, I know we're friends, and you're always Johnny on the spot. You're always there. I mean, I know you like getting paid in cash. And but there's one important question I need to ask you. And I said, Connie, what do you want? And she said, I want someone to love me just the way I am. And I went like this. Me too. Deal. Not married on paper, but we haven't left each other's side in how many years now? Is it going on 6? Babe, how many years have we been together and I sleep every day next to you? 5 years. All right, anyway, that's all I had to say about that. Feels like fucking 30.
2020.
Yep.
That's that COVID love.
And there's also something that I tell my children, because I got gay kids, I got straight kids, I got, all of them are mixed in some way. But my mother gave me a big piece of advice when I was younger. And this is about her being gay. I was like, what the hell? She goes, Damien, love everyone in your life. It's not who you love, it's how you love them. And anything other than that, you should disrespect yourself. She said that when I was fucking like 12, 13.
Wow. Okay, I got a question to the panel because everybody on the panel got the book, right? So, because I want to get ready to start talking about the book next week, or hopefully the week after. Because they make good stocking stuffers. Did anybody get to Box of Rocks yet? The story of Box of Rocks. All right, let me know when y'all get to that story and read that story. That's the first one I want to discuss. The first chapter. So I'll do Q&A for that if you have any questions. Like what made you write this or that or this or that? But Box of Rocks, because I thought that was a quite cute story in the book. There's a lot of good stories in the book, but yeah, cause I remember that kind of like for verbatim. I don't have to do a lot of reading in that because I can remember that story pretty darn good. Okay, Molly Mo, what we got going? Molly, pull up. You can pull up the videos.
You got no.
You got more what?
Then you got
You
that
can pull
many which kind? You haven't pushed.
I haven't pushed the what?
Oh, I've heard that from every woman.
Hey, Unc. I hear that's Uncle voice. Hey, Unc. Molly Mo. We can put everybody flyers up. We can put everybody's flyers up. David Green.
Yeah.
Funny man. Are you nodding out?
No. No, that was
What's up, Althea? Oh my God, you like called it like he was that right there in your house.
that was yesterday.
Look, I have a clairvoyant moment, and Beast didn't give me none of his sandwich either. And Lee said, pull up the video. And look, all I'm trying to focus on the lottery. I need to channel those numbers. I need to channel those numbers. We need to play it in every state. Oh, it said Destiny can't play it in Alabama. Don't have the lottery. But the set of numbers, and we play it in every state and see
we're
what
talking
happens.
about the lottery. You gonna hit that mark, bro?
Give it to me. What you say, Lee?
That was my sister. She said, "Give her the number 2."
Because I got to take my veil off so I can see the clairvoyant. It won't work for me, but if I think of it, I can give it to you. I used to do that to my grandfather.
Yeah,
I would dream. And this is the honest to goodness.
I'm getting ready to tell her. She called me to let me know that a bird pooped all in her head.
That's supposed to be good luck, man.
That's exactly what I told her. That's good luck that happened. She's gonna hit the lottery, and then you turn around and you're like lottery numbers, and she's like, send me the numbers. She said confirmation that she's gonna hit. So she's trying to pull it together here.
I'm not a person that plays numbers, period. And neither am I. What's gonna be the split? I give you the number, we hit. What's the split?
We're gonna split.
Hold on, let me put her on TV here.
How you gonna put me on TV and let her see my face?
Hey. Okay, sis, what's the split? I give you the number and you hit. What's the split?
It depends on what I'm playing for, because I'm going out with a bang.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I give you the number and we hit. We multi-millionaires. What's the split? What's my cut?
We're gonna be millionaires. Yeah, we're gonna be millionaires, because as long as I'm gonna be a millionaire, I don't mind somebody else being a millionaire.
Okay.
Yeah, she said 50-50 split.
I'm not greedy. I only have to take 50. Because what I was doing my part
Althea, you know you got to give up the numbers. What the hell are the fucking numbers, Althea?
She said 50-50 split. You got to be fair.
It don't matter.
Okay.
Look, I'm not greedy. I don't want it all.
If I hit for 10 million, you can have about 5 million. We have to spend it all in.
She said 50-50.
Okay.
Then you can buy the other half of your butt cheek.
I ain't
Half
buying
a butt cheek.
Destiny, that's stay gone. That's my battle scars. That's like somebody being shot and not getting a tattoo over the wound or whatever. This is the scar to let me and the rest of the world know what I've been through and what God has pulled me out of. Because the devil bit me in the ass, and God was like, "Nope, you can't have it." So all he got was what he bit. So, hey,
Just a little bit.
That's
just a touch, a little bit.
I lost the cheek, but I still got my chin. So
She's just stupid.
a smile and grin. So it's okay. I may lost a toe. I may lost a gallbladder. I may lost look. Different parts of me may be falling off, but I'm still here, right?
Amen.
That's true.
That's what I'm talking about. Because the word of God said, when something troubles you, cut it off. He said, cut it off.
Still here, so
He's still here. I read Jesus for that.
There's a rapper that says you need to cut it.
You need to cut. Your price is too high, baby. Yeah.
It ain't nothing to cut a bitch show.
Yeah.
So we got cut it. We got the word said if it fit, you cut it off. That's the key word of the day.
Hey, wait a minute. I was the first one that said.
Hey, I'm going to. You know what? With that said, I'm going to Chevy's tonight. With that said, I'm going to Chevy's tonight, and I'm going to have them that play that song in honor of David Green, the funny Green Man. They need to cut it.
You need to cut it. And Dickie,
That's
what was you
gangster. That's
saying?
gangster.
Dickie, if you say gangster one more time in that white tone, I'm going to beat you.
What the fuck? I didn't nail the R. Jesus Christ, Lee. I
Just
love
the
you
A,
too.
just the A. Just the A. Gangsta.
No gangsta. Stop at stuff.
No, I can't do it. I'm actually phonetically correct.
Phonetically crazy. Just say stuff.
He trying to keep the slang.
I will not be told what to do.
Look, you grew up in Gary, Indiana, on the south side of Chicago, Second City. You know, so you should already be down with the slang.
Yeah, absolutely. Jed's a millionaire. The poor folks said, Jed, move away from here. That California is the place.
Now, if you guys take a look at my old videos, you can see that I have an afro that kind of looks like the afro on the shirt for Brenda, because I had a big Jew fro. Well, in Gary, Indiana, if you want to get on the basketball court, you better be good. So from the time I was like 14 years old, winter, rain, whatever, no one would pick me up. And there was this one day where some dude, he kind of looked like Clyde Drexler and shit with an afro, socks. He had the knee-high socks and shit, Chuck Taylors. And he goes, and this is how I got my nickname in Gary. So my name is Damian Seaman, but you guys have never known what my nickname is in Gary, Indiana.
What, Dickie?
All right, so he goes, hey man, I'm gonna pick up Greg Brady. And that's the first time I got in the game, and I never came off that court for 2 years. That was my nickname, Greg Brady. No one even knew my name was Damian Seaman. What's up, Brady?
Greg Brady, wasn't that Brady Bunch?
No, because I had the fucking afro. I'm the only white guy for miles. And I love to play ball, man. And I they wouldn't let me do it because I was white. And but as soon as I got picked up, then that Greg Brady, man, I'm popping my collar and shit like that. I'm like, hell yeah, Greg Brady.
Peter had the bigger afro than Greg. They should have called you Peter.
No, they called me Greg Brady. All the old school guys. Hey, Brady, where's the weed at, bro?
But Greg didn't have an afro. Peter did.
Well, I used to, but I don't now. And remember, you saw me when I looked good, Althea. You said that's the reason why I got so many mixed kids, right?
Yep, and there was no afro.
No, I look good. I look good.
No, it was good credit. That's
No, I'm not saying I look good now. I'm not saying I look good now.
I'm messing with you, Damian. I'm messing with you, Damian. If I don't mess with you, it's no fun. I'm on your side.
Listen, if you don't mess with me, I don't think I'm getting enough attention.
Because Rodney do the same thing to you.
No. We ain't talking sex. We ain't talking sex. We talking just general jokes. We ain't talking about under nobody's clothes.
I'm an attention whore, good or bad. If you want to talk about Damian, good or bad, I fucking want more. I'm an attention whore. I can't help it. I've been that way since I was a child.
Okay. Molly, let's show the videos. I mean, not the video, the flyers that we have of some upcoming events. And let's skedaddle on out of here. And
Hey, where's Phil
Destiny,
Page at?
if you're not working too much, tomorrow's Freaky Friday. And I've told everybody the topic is, would you sleep in the wet spot?
Yes.
Oh,
That's the
I
topic.
said that right off rip.
That's the topic for
Fuck
Freaky
yeah.
Friday.
Wait, what was it?
No,
Will you
wet
sleep
spot.
in the
you
wet
sleep
spot?
in the wet spot.
The wet spot. Okay. Is
You
that
know,
like when you have a dream and you wake up and you got to change your britches?
it
No,
could be
you know what the
whatever
wet
wet
spot
spot
is.
you got. Whatever.
Okay.
You
Bet.
know, I was
There-
talking about after you and your mate, that's if you're a water bed. Well, I'm a squirter, so yeah, mine's is so.
Girl,
Hey,
noted.
TMI, Althea, TMI.
That's
Now
tomorrow,
I'm more attractive.
tomorrow,
Noted.
I'm more attracted to you.
tomorrow.
And I know you don't like skinny white people. I mean, I've seen your.
Oh no,
resume.
that's not true. I do. Yeah. I love.
No,
skinny
you like
girls.
you
I
no,
like
you
tall-
like chunky Asians that have a black name, Lamont. Man,
Lamont.
I got kicked to the fucking curb. I got kicked to the curb.
But I do have a thing for tall men. I love tall. I'm like Connie. I like to climb.
Yeah, my wife likes tall.
There we go. The first poster I cannot see. David Green, can you read the first one?
Oh,
I can read it.
Nemo the late
late-
bloomers.
Yeah, get it. I can't read it. I gotta take my glasses off.
Where he got going? Lee, you got your poster ready for the
It's not out. It's not up yet. I'm waiting on it. I should have it tomorrow.
Nemo the Late Bloomers. Comedy. Oh God, it sounds like a P. Diddy fucking show. Thursday, October 10th, 2024.
That's David Cousin.
Headliner, Terry, the Young OG. Man, I can't see this shit so small.
Yeah, that's Nemo Nemo the Late Bloomer comedy extravaganza. Headlining is Teddy the Young OG.
And I'm gonna get him about using my comedy extravaganza. My extravaganza.
Extravaganza. It's Thursday, October 10th. The doors open at 6:30. The show starts at 7:30. $25 early bird tickets, $30 at the door. It says that it reads that it'll be a second show when the first show sell out, or if the first show sell out. It's hosted by Nemo. You got Clarence Nixon, C.O. Dixon, funny guy. Xavier Morgan. Xavier Morgan is. Oh yeah, he's cool. He has an open mic at Artemis in DC. He's been on a couple of my shows. And then you have who is this guy? Zoe Jones. I haven't seen Zoe since Bar 219, 210. No. When?
You was there when he was down and he came in at the end.
No, I missed it. But I don't remember seeing him since Bar 210. But it looks like it's gonna be an action-packed show. It's at the Del Ranch Restaurant and Lounge Bar. It's at 3511 Maryland Avenue in Chivalry, Maryland. Chevrolet?
Yes.
Okay, what did I say?
Shirley.
No, I said Chev. But however, Chevrolet, Maryland. The zip code don't matter because once you put it in your GPS and going on over there.
0747 or 20.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
That sounded like porn.
But yeah, but that's Nemo. That's Nemo the Late Bloomer, and Teddy is funny. He is. He's been on a couple shows that I've.
Funny. All of the guys are funny. Zoe.
No, I'm saying, yes, every last one of them. Xavier. Yes, all of them.
And I done dated all of them, so.
Oh, well, damn. So we ain't gonna call you J Lo. We gonna call you J Ho.
Hey ho ho ho. Merry Christmas. I don't care. I will.
Hey, must be the money.
Must be the money.
You're not gonna believe this. This guy hit me back. Remember, I told you we're gonna try to set up some comedy tours.
Yeah.
You're not. This guy hit me back from. Please, no one get offended to the title of their comedy show. Okay, it's called Cracker Stand Up Comedy Writing Workshop.
What?
Thank you. Thank you. Jesus. God, I'm not the only one.
It says Cracker Stand Up Comedy Workshop Writing Methods, Stagecraft, and Performance Practice. All skills set and welcome. And this is in Indianapolis, Indiana, and the cost is $150. That is, I cannot believe that they put a name like that to a comedy spot.
It's awesome, man.
Jamie, you know those folks?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I have no affiliation with them, but I still think it's fucking funny as shit that people would actually sign up for it.
All right, well, let me read this next flyer so we can go ahead and get on out of here. Okay, Phil Page, yeah, it's this Saturday. It's the barbershop.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, let's get ready to funny. All right.
Hey,
that's
where's
my boy,
mine?
Phil
Where's
Page.
mine with Phil Page? Althea, where's mine with Phil Page?
Is that yours or that's mine?
No.
But mine's
That's
come
your
before
barbershop
yours,
one.
right?
Yes,
I had
yours.
mine first. That comes Saturday. So mine's come before yours. So that's why he got it up there first. Okay, that is going to be
I'm sorry.
September. Oh, that's quite all right. September the 28th. And that's at 6307, or is it 67? Georgia Avenue, 2 Mac Barbershop. Which one am I saying it right? 6703 or what? Or is it 6307? I think it's 6703. Can anybody see the address?
Let me see. Address is 6307. Hold on. Damn it. They only gave me one. 6307 Georgia Avenue, Washington, D.C.
Like a bunch of old people on this joint.
Well, y'all know I can't see.
Wait. Hold on. I'm not old. I'm just visually impaired.
That's right. And I'm not
Still
old. I'm
sound
just visually
old.
impaired.
It's what's that? Can you see that?
Mom, you know my eyes is jacked up.
Yeah, then stop trying to read.
Why would you try to stop? Why would you try to stop? That's like asking a one-legged man not to buy a prosthetic leg and walk nowhere.
Hey, Althea, you remember what my grandma said?
Put it up here in Braille.
That's a good one, Lee.
Thank you.
Althea, remember what my grandma said? My grandma said, "Oh my God, he's going to grow up to be a bad example."
I'm saying what Diddy say. Don't stop, won't stop. Don't stop, can't stop. I ain't gonna stop trying to read. Shit.
Do you know my ancestors got their ass whipped for that shit? I'm gonna read every word I see.
Just ask the next person to read. They don't mind.
Look, the next person that was trying to read was Lee.
The next person.
David didn't say
Yeah,
nothing.
and,
Destiny didn't say nothing.
Wait a minute. Does Lee still have his patch? He looked like a fucking pirate the last time I saw him.
Volleyball, I'm gonna ask you to read the posters as they come up. You got a nice nice voice, and you got 2 good eyes.
Why you keep flirting with people, man? You keep skipping around from Jerome the Asian to whoever. Goddamn, Althea, how moist are you?
Look, this is called free love. This is free love, and everybody can use the love. Ain't no such a thing as too much love. So I pass it out.
Is it like throwing a hot dog down the hallway? I mean, are you just that moist?
No, I'm on target. It's like taking a dart and shooting you right in the ass, Damien.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. I agree. That's fair.
Hey, Damien, it was Tommy until he betrayed her.
I know. Yeah.
And Bad Boys was tag teaming.
No.
Oh, you saw David?
See, when I was in prison, that thing with whatever his name is, Jerome or whatever the fuck his name is, the Asian.
Lamont.
What I knew what Althea was doing was this. She's like, oh shit, he's walking in. New fish, baby, new fish. Come on.
Lamont. So David, you saw it, right?
Lamont, yeah. I thought it was just
David
one
Green
black
saw the
name. It
whole
could have been
thing, so-
Jeremiah, Lamont, whatever.
He said David
not
said
black.
they tag teaming me. They did a threesome on me.
Damn.
A virtual.
That's some that is some cum dumb.
No, they was trying to run a train because
That
it
was some.
Tommy and
Hey,
Phil.
hey, that was some what they call some cum dumpster and shit there. Yeah.
Look at Phil. What up, Phil?
And remember, my last name is Seaman.
Yeah, hey, it's Cameron or Mike. What's this? September the 28th, Saturday. Starting
Oh,
at
yeah.
1 p.m. This Saturday got Miss Chocolate and birthday girl, Miss Althea. Hold on, this Phil right here.
What's up? What's up?
What up, Phil?
What's up?
There's Phil.
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
What starting, Phil?
1 o'clock.
Is it a clean show, Phil?
Now, it's do the best you can.
I mean, no, it's kids. I'm talking about kids. Is kids gonna be there?
There might be some kids in there. It's a barber shop. I mean,
Okay.
you can learn to curse at home, so
Okay.
it'll be all right. Do the best you can.
Thanks, Phil.
All right, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
Last time I got there earlier and I was outside, and Phil goes, I was like, "I'm there. What are you doing standing outside?" I was standing on the corner like I was a hooker, right? And these people was walking by me. This guy kept walking up and down. I said, if this crackhead come by me one more time, and the lady turned back and looked at me because she came by me a couple of times.
Who?
I don't know if she thought I was talking about her or not, but she just turned around. She kept going. I didn't see her come back no more. I wasn't talking to her because I was facing this way. She was coming up behind me. And I said, this crackhead come by him. You won't, I wasn't calling nobody no crackhead. But, yes, I was calling that dude.
Althea, where's Mike and Phil's? Where's Mike and Phil's? Because I got something to say about that. Where's Mike and Phil's at?
But Molly got to get to
it. St. Robert with Brenda.
What is Brenda on here?
Hey, Bill, what's the address of the barbershop?
6307 Georgia Avenue, Northwest Washington, D.C. 2 Mac Barbershop.
Lee, come on through. I got some time for you.
That's what I tried to tell her, Lee. It's going to be 3 Mac because I'm going to be up in the 2 Mac Barbershop. That makes it 3 Mac. I done finessed the name already.
See?
All right.
Hey, does
I
anyone
got you.
got the flyer for me and Phil?
Yes, Molly have it. Who's the next?
No, because I got something to say about it.
What's
Who
that?
was this?
I don't.
Who was that you just had up? Oh.
That ain't it, but that was.
Yeah, this is the Aberdeen show, October the 12th.
That's right.
Yep.
That's gonna be like that. Who can read the address on that?
I can't see that shit.
That's it's 81. It's 821 Old Philadelphia Road, Aberdeen, Maryland. VFW post number 10028. Tickets, contact Beadman at 443-993-1090. Food available, cash bar, tables and parties for 5 for 100. That sounds like a drug deal going down. 5 for 100.
Like a pack for oodles and noodles.
It's 6 for 100. 6 for 100. Got them rock. Got them stones. Got them quick.
The pebbles.
Yeah. I said tickets are available on Eventbrite, other than if you don't call him. But guess who the DJ is? DJ Jizzle for Shizzle. And they got, yes, and they're gonna have a fish fry right afterwards. So your wife won't know that you've been out there doing the nasty.
You fucking funny motherfucker.
That's October the 12th.
That's October the 12th.
Yes, we got
Don't
Joe. Half the morning match show
There
gonna
we
be
go.
in the place to be.
Hey, yeah, can I say something about this?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
All right, so this is the hub, and it's right next to Fort Leonard Wood, which is a military base. So there's going to be all kinds of different colors showing up to this. And here's what I already know. They're actually telling people to be put on a waiting list because we are sold out. And not sold out because you can see it's a free show. I've never charged admission. They're sold out because they want to get the deal on the prime rib and the salmon and the fucking St. Moritz.
What is St. Moritz again?
I don't know. It's like a fucking German pot pie. I mean, something like that. I don't know. I've never even had one.
With you.
No, but what I'm telling you is this place. I want to make sure that everyone on this panel knows. After this show, if he gives me residency and signs my contract, I'm having all of y'all down there.
Is this a fat German white lady? Is this the fat German lady?
The fat German lady? No, I mean there's a fat German lady that's in the kitchen that cooks. What the fuck you talking about? Yeah.
Nah, because like I say, I know somebody that grew up in St. Roberts, and she said this place is. She's telling me how good the food was, and it's owned by a fat German lady.
Yeah, and since 1974, I was one. So I mean, it's been around a while, and these people, they called me. And I told them that they'd never done a comedy show there.
Okay, well we're gonna rock it. We're gonna rock it for them.
They're gonna. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. They're gonna lose their fucking mind.
That's what we're gonna do.
Phil Page, you say something about it because I know. And if Brenda was on right now, she'd say the same thing.
Oh hell no! I'm coming with the fire. I'm gonna blow this joint up.
Okay, and are you going to make sure that I can't follow you? You know, like I'll just go up there and lose, and everyone's going to
do what you do, baby. Do what you do.
Black.
Do what you do.
Hey, bro.
I don't believe you can't follow me, so I ain't falling for that. But okay. Yeah.
You guys, since you're black, what do black
We
guys?
can run this shit back on Sunday night. Have another show Sunday night.
Man, the owner is kind of concerned about the fact that he has no idea to do with the fact that this has been so much better than karaoke and Latin night, and he's freaking out. He needs to put on more staff. I mean, all the tables are already bought as far as reservations, but it's a free show. But you see where it says, 4 or more.
Okay, but they're not gonna be disappointed.
Hey, bro, that's why I hired you, Phil, and I wouldn't have met you if it wasn't for Brenda Brown and Althea. So I got to give them the fucking props by the grace.
Oh
of
yeah,
God.
definitely give it to them because I ain't know who the hell you was.
Fuck yeah, isn't that crazy? Ebony and Ivory. Anyway, I'm so proud that you guys made the commitment to come out, and I hope you know that I will always, Althea, and everyone on this panel, I will make a commitment to you because you can't always have the same fucking show. And
oh no, it definitely got to change up.
Everyone on this fucking panel, I would hire as a headline.
The next run is gonna be Althea and Funny Man Green.
Yes.
We gonna call that the Buttercup Show? Reese's Buttercup?
No. Wait a minute. Funny Man Green, he's like dark chocolate, and Althea's like milk chocolate.
It's gonna be dark chocolate and milk chocolate.
No.
I'll call Brenda. We're making the flight. And I'm hosting.
David, you hear that?
Yeah.
Hey, come on, Green. You know you'd be in that. And who'd want to go first? That's a good question. Because both of you, I think, are qualified to do it, either one.
You go first.
What?
I'll go first. What's happening?
Hey, Destiny. What's up, Destiny?
What's up, Phil? How you doing?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
I'm
Hey,
doing
Destiny.
good.
If it was who said Althea and Funny Man Green?
You
I
did.
did.
Phil did, right?
Yeah.
Phil. Okay, so Destiny, I want you to set my lineup for me. Who would you pick to go first as the feature, and who's going to be the headliner out of Althea and Funny Man Green? I want your opinion.
Well, Funny Man is just working on his actual bits. He's just hilarious, as is like more of a conversational crowd work kind of guy. So I would probably put him first, and then Althea, since she already has a couple full sets, she would be the headliner.
Bam!
Yeah,
See,
that's
how you
all
get
right.
shit done. Nah, you take the opinion from the crowd and you take a good decision. And thank you, Destiny.
Yeah, crowd work to get everybody riled up, people joking and laughing over their own selves, and then Althea gets up there and kills it with her wet ass Pampers.
You got to get on the stage and pull Funny Man Green out her titties.
After this one, Althea, after this one, when me and Phil are gonna and Brenda, we're just gonna destroy this room. They're gonna be begging. So here's what's gonna happen: me and Phil and Brenda. I will tell you, we're taking one on the sword, and we're falling on the sword to get this residency. Because as soon as we got it, I got complete negotiating power as to how much everyone needs to get and get paid. Okay, I'm just
You don't need to
telling
be
you. it's first
talking money on a
show.
live stream.
You don't talk money
Say
live.
that again, Phil. That
Damien.
was Phil, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Phil, but you don't. But we're talking to you. Money is behind the scenes. Don't talk money on the screen. Don't talk green on the screen.
Babe,
That's
do
the
me a favor,
closed door action.
Hand me that. Hold on a second. My wife's handing me something. Okay.
If I'm telling
Now,
you to
now,
shut
hold
up,
on a second. Hold on a second. I know awesome topic.
Said she telling me to shut up something.
What does that say?
Shut up.
Let me finish.
Okay,
Oh, to let
so
me finish,
I just want you to understand. If you take a look at that flyer, what does it say on my T-shirt?
I can't see it, baby. Y'all,
can't see it.
why y'all keep asking
for the
free
cure.
shit?
Right. So now here's how I don't worry ever about any venue paying me, and that's why every show I've done is free. Because when I go out on the street and I'm
Good morning,
promoting
y'all.
you guys.
Good morning.
No,
Good
when
morning.
I'm
Good morning.
promoting- I'm
Good
telling
morning.
you,
Good
I'm
morning. I'm glad you're here.
Damien. I have like a few seconds. No
Oh shit!
talking
There's Brenda.
money.
I was just
No
talking about you.
talking. No talking money on the screen, please. I've heard her say that a million times. Let's get it together. No, I don't want to talk about selling t-shirts. I don't want to talk about none of that. No money on the screen. Just enjoy your show and talk about the fun that we're going to have when we get to Missouri. I'm still a little worried, but I definitely am getting more positive about it. And in that lineup between Funny Man Green and Althea. Now, you guys have not seen this, but I have actually had the pleasure of watching Funny Man Green on stage, and he did an amazing job. So, just like on this flyer, 24 minutes goes to each person. Now, the reason that it's co-starred Bill Page is because Damian Seaman is our shield because of the crowd. So I just
because of the KKK in America.
right. So like
Brenda, have you ever done
Here's
24 minutes
Wait
making
a minute,
people laugh the whole
Brenda.
time?
Wait a minute. This is why you're wrong, Brenda, because this venue is right next to Fort Leonard Wood, which is one of the biggest military bases. So everyone that's showing up, knowing that I'm a Navy veteran, they're showing up in every single color you could imagine.
Well,
Tell me about
the military base town.
Yeah, keep talking about that, Damien. Tell us what it looks like. Tell us what the club looked like, because we're flying blind.
Damon, tell me what the fudge place look like. Everybody telling me I gotta come to Fort Roberts and check out the fudge.
The fudgery.
The
Now, wait a
fudgery.
minute. She gave
Don't
me
be
a valid
packing
question.
no fudge meal.
No, she gave me a valid question. I'm going to give you a valid answer. All right. So the hub's been around since I was 1 year old. They've been in this military town since 1974, which is 50 years. They know that I'm also a veteran. They also know that I have connections with every VFW, American Legion, Eagles, and every bike club within fucking 20 miles. And so far, and when I say so far, I actually didn't expect the reception that I got when I printed off my first 100 flyers in paper and I was going around the hub. They're like, no way. They've never done that. And I'm telling you this, the owner is the one who called me because I had him do his due diligence. You can go back through, I got receipts for what I've done in my life in comedy. And he said, you know what? I don't know what to do. So I told him, I said, look, I'm going to make sure that if I do a good job on this show, no matter what happens for the next 1 year, I get residency and I get to do whatever the fuck I want. And he shook my hand and that was good enough for me. And by the way,
So define residency, you got it once a month, once a week. What is that?
Well, I get to do whatever the fuck I want. I can do like once every 2 weeks, and do like a showcase and then do what I'm doing with me and Phil and Brenda, which is it's not a showcase. It's Ebony and Ivory. It's going to be a fucking duel because I don't know if I can follow Phil because I've seen some of
So
his
what
shit.
is the local comedy like in St. Roberts? Is there any comedy in St. Roberts?
No. The reason why I want this room as residency is for this reason and this reason only. It is an hour and a half from St. Louis. It's an hour and a half from the Blue Room in Springfield. And it's right in the middle. And there's nothing. I'm talking about no one does even open mics, nothing.
Woo! I like places
he
where
might
we're
get a
the
good
only
turnout
people.
for his regular karaoke. No, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me finish. Please. Let me finish. I'll take my fucking sweater off and you'll see the shirt I'm wearing. Let me finish. The thing about this is that I already know from the owner that they are telling people to be put on a waiting list because it is a freak show.
Okay, now go to the next flyer. Okay.
I really like this flyer. I love looking at it. Yay! All right, next flyer. Next up.
Molly left the building. Molly's
Nah, I'm trying to. What's the next slide? We done showed all the slides.
Oh, okay. Okay, we done showed everything. Okay.
Do you mind, in case you want to go ahead and share that? I know it's for
You sent me another one too, then you
Yeah.
Destiny. Let me see if I can get it. My bad.
Now, Lee didn't have one. Lee, you don't have one, so you got to tell him verbally about what's going on with you, stepdaddy. Is Lee gone? He gone.
Lee got a fly for her drag show. I saw it out online.
No, she
my
said it was
phone's
coming soon.
about to die. Hold on a second. Let me
Oh,
move.
well, I just want to say this really quickly. Shout out to my sister. Happy anniversary to her and my brother-in-law for 30 long, amazing years, 4 beautiful children, 1 awesome little grandbaby, my grandniece. And thank you for showing us women, especially Black women, how it's done. And yay, I'm glad that you are close to me so that I can keep my hopes alive. Shout out, love y'all both.
Congratulations, happy anniversary, sis. I saw that picture.
Althea, my phone's about to die. I gotta go. I don't want to be rude.
We all get ready to go, Damien. We about to end the
All
show,
right, Damien.
All right, we
Bye,
love
Damien.
you.
All right, thank.
Love all
Love
you
you.
guys.
See
Love
you
all.
later.
Bye bye, babies.
All right, dang. There we go, Destiny.
Tell us
Hey,
about
look.
the flyer, Destiny.
Hi, that's the Spirit presents Laughing After Dark, hosted by Destiny Andrews. It's on Thursday, October 27th at Ferdinand Place. That is 1803 Bear Fork Road in Mobile, Alabama. The stars of the show would be me, One Way, and Vitamin E. Is $10 to get in, and the show starts at 8. And guess what? I made that flyer.
Woo!
Yeah.
In the house.
We got some Chatterton ladies on here, so I know so Brenda and Destiny.
Yep. I've heard One Way and Vitamin E perform multiple times. They are hilarious. They do great with the crowd, even if the crowd isn't even all there. Because the last performance, the crowd was more concerned with drinking their alcohol than paying attention, and they still put on a great show. They still continued forward. They still had everybody laughing. So that's going to be a really fun show.
Congratulations.
Way to go, Destiny.
Oh, and it's half strip club. So.
Oh,
Even better, Destiny.
he said even better. Y'all crazy. See y'all tomorrow.
Bad Lee ain't in here.
What you say? Oh, Brenda Brown, Sauce in the City. That's not tonight. It's no tomorrow.
It's gonna be Friday night. So Friday night, you guys join us for the recap. It's gonna be a cool show. We got money to give out. You know. Oh, and Sunday, September 29th.
That's the next prize match.
Yes, that's the next prize match. It's coming up really fast. But we got some more money to cash out, so y'all get with us. Sponsor your favorite. Like, get in the game. It's really getting heated.
I'm glad I got my peak coming back.
There you go. Oh, and Freaky Friday tomorrow morning.
Freaky Friday, y'all.
Right here on the Morning Mac Show.
I'm waking up conversating with the Lord every morning. I mistakenly took the wrong path. I had to rewind. I fumbled trying to move too fast. I had to keep trying. Growing up, I got in trouble. Told myself to keep lying. So much stress be building up. Swear I be needing me time.